Good evening, race fans, and welcome along to round number 2 of the LFM ACC Drive Endurance Series. My name is John Wright, aka Double O Raven, and I will be taking you through all of the action from one of the finest tracks in the world. It is my beloved Barcelona. Very tempted to sing the World Cup theme song there. But yeah, Barcelona we've got this evening. We had an absolute barn burner of an opening round around Watkins Glen a week ago. We're back for another 3 hours this evening. Of course, Imola next time out, and then it is Silverstone, Donington and Spa for the first half of the season. We'll have a quick look at the standings, because that will of course give us the results from last week. LFM bringing home the race win, so they sit atop the table with maximum points. Visceral in second, with West Competition rounding out the podium. Best Friends Esports, they finished in fourth, just ahead of Armamentario. Quite the race they had. Dakota in sixth, Madcap seventh, with Fisher Racing, Sim RC and New Engine rounding out the top 10 for the GT3s. And in the GT4s, it was Fort Club with an impressive win. The strategy call working wonders for them with the tyres. They brought home the Bacon Dynamic MS youngsters, put up quite the fight to finish in second. QRT Esports, what a drive that was, to down to fifth and back up to the podium to finish ahead of Home of Sim Racing Esports and Alpha Racing Team fourth and fifth respectively. Nalhala with a couple of cars in the race had a good race themselves, sixth place ahead of Firefly, with Fisher Racing Academy also just outside the top 5, but in the top 10, just like their GT3 Big Brother car. Cryonics Racing in 9th, and MR Reparto Coaching bringing home 10th place in the Porsche, I believe that was. So they find themselves 10th in the championship. The drivers will be in for a 20-minute qualifying session. As I said, it is Barcelona built. I was actually at, did get to see the track being partially constructed when I was on holiday there. Way back when I was a little tiny boy, which was quite some time ago, some would have you believe. That's... And there we go. Cars filing out onto the track. So yeah, Barcelona built back in 1991. It has seen quite a few changes. Helmet homologation and complaining F1 drivers have seen various changes to the track. We will of course have the final chicane. Thank goodness, what a track. A completely different track. Without it, and the standard Le Cakes at 2.9 miles for the drivers to get round. It's a very good reason that this is the F1 test track. It has everything. Despite only having about 70 metres of elevation, it does really put every aspect of the car to the test. There are said cars. There is Fisher Racing. They've got their Mustang back out. Let me get the controls. There we go. So yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting. I mean, it's multi-class racing. Of course it's going to be interesting. And the award for stating the obvious goes to... yes, the blue flag's here. There's going to be lots, and they're going to be quite early. And yeah, the GT4s. And the threes, there's a lot of sunshine. The race is going to be starting at the same time as well. Qualifying, practice and race all 7 PM in game, so that sunlight through sector 3 and turns 1 and 2, and then over the crest of the hill down into Repsol. I think it's going to be particularly bright for the drivers. My beloved chicane. GT3s going past, so we're going to see those of course bring in the first lap times, and it is going to be Laugenberg for Calit Racing. Another race where we're seeing a fairly even split, although the majority of teams are solo this evening for the 3-hour outing. Close to a dozen of, it's only registered 26, 32, yeah, so a couple of them not quite on the board as yet. But yeah, 10 or 12 teams with 2 drivers. The other 14 or so, all just solo drivers once again. We'll see if there's any changes to that in the 4.5-hour races. Of course, variation in length of races over the series. That was certainly very easy for me to say. We've got the 4-hour races in there, as well as the 6-hour races. So the first two, the shorter of the formats, and then we've got plenty of 4.5s and 6 hours. So we'll see how many drivers are sneaking for that. But it is a bit of a solo competition at the moment. Just watching, I'll tell you what, we've got 16 minutes left of quali, so yeah, through the ACC chicane, right out on that curve. We're going to see a lot of cars unsettled on that sausage curve, but the cars really do need to get on the other side of that if they're going to maximise the lap time. Crosses the line. And in fact, that wasn't a flying lap. Right, okay, so anyway, into Elf. And again, I did say through turn 1 and 2, that was going to be an interesting sunlight ray. That just comes bouncing in and out of view. Out through Renault. It's such an easy corner to get wrong. Very, very fast when you get it right. Wow. Needs to get into that apex and does so through Repsol. Now the cheeky little drop down the hill and then uphill through the Schumacher S Homage. Again, it really is a track where curb usage absolutely vital and really is abused by the drivers, especially through here, up the hill through Wurth. Again, this right-hander can seem so innocuously simple, but it really is not. It's that all-important exit again, miles out onto the curbs, into Le Cakes, one of the heaviest braking zones in the track. And easily the most difficult corner, especially with that sunlight coming bouncing right through the windscreen just as you go and get round the corner. All the way on the curves on the right, right out to the curves on the left. Bit of sausage curve, I mean that thing is enormous. Here you go again, just clipping that curb, kicks the car round, out onto the yellow. Is he too far? No, he's not, he's right on the edge again. This could be a very decent time. Beckman's been beaten up at the top. We'll get a rundown of the runners and riders in a moment. And he goes 4th place. Stays out for another lap at the minute then. It's HWR. No, it's not, my apologies. It's Dynamic Motorsports by Kalinic. They are up at the top of the table in an Aston Martin. Then it is Armamentario. Their Aston's not won this week. Beckman for Fisher Racing's currently got 3rd, with HWR in 4th, and LFM currently in. Oh no, sorry, LMLM Racing Team Hungary. Xander Szabo behind the wheel. Laugen Barvier now down into 6th place. Winkler in 7th. Ahead. Yes, the two Winklers, sorry, Christian and Basti are both out for Fisher Racing. There's Schleifer best position, and Flamingo in 10th place. In the GT4s, Louis Petzold once again leading the charge up at the front of the field in the Maserati with Krasov for Ford Club. They're currently running in 2nd place. There's going to be some battle between these two over the season. Firefly down the order in the McLaren at Watkins Glen. We'll see what they can do here in Barcelona after jumping over the Atlantic. Schumacher 19th at the minute. Which is of course 3rd in the GT4s, and the Mustang absolutely flying past. I think he's pulled over and he's taken pole. He's taken pole in the GT4s. Fireflies will approach the halfway mark in qualifying. Have got themselves up onto the provisional top spot. That puts Fort down in third place with Aster in third. Sorry, fifth. My goodness me, fifth. That's Denisenko, so that's just swapped. Aster in fourth. Denisenko for Zeka Trip. They've got the Porsche up into fifth place. Apex Predators. Oof. It looked like he was avoiding the Apex there with the back of the Mercedes. Oh no, sorry, that's not a Mercedes. That is a Ginetta. How on earth did I get those two mixed up? I will hang my head in shame. No, just having a bit of a wiggle out the last corner as well. Or maybe just trying to warm the tyres up. Yeah, 21 degree, that's not bad. Should see some very quick times. I mean, it's a 40, wow, 42.8 over the top. He's 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. That is very impressive times. We've got the Alpine out as well. Alice team, they don't think they were in race 1. Decent big livery on the Alpine. We've got Akebua racing as well. I'm not sure they were in race 1 either. Excellent. A few new teams dropping in. That's Fish. Interesting team name. We've got LK Motorsport as well as PJ Motorsport. Too Fast, Too Maniac. That is a Mercedes. How on earth did I get that confused with a Ginetta? Absolutely hanging my head in shame. Manoram, that's, I think he will rocket up the field, 15th place. So he does show up and set a time. We've got Akebua racing just in turn 7. They've got a decent time on the go at the minute. What I do want to do though, of course, say hello to everyone in the chat. Good evening. Let me just ban you. Perfect. Oh hi lad, thank you very much for the follow. Not real Mosty. Thank you as well, and Light Master Beta. There we go. Yeah, very cleverly spelled out, and I just sprinted straight into it. We've got 32 of them out on track at the minute, and yeah, still 2 seconds. Oh no, sorry, my apologies. A tenth of a second. I was looking at the wrong column. A tenth of a second between the top two. It's a new engine, 10th last week. Up to second this time around. That's us past the halfway mark as well. Track still sitting very nicely indeed. Yeah, it looks like a lot of the teams I've got themselves a bit settled in. We've got 8 minutes left to go. A couple of improvements throughout the field, but that top time there for Kresselberg itself, it's actually now down to a 42.7. Well, 43.007 for Beckman in 4th. But it is Strater Motorsport that are making improvements at the moment. This will see them up a position if they can bring this one home through Monk Sandoval. Oh, car ahead kicking up some dust and like it pulled over there. Ooh, not the best place to stop the car. Reimer's back on the racing line. Let's see, so yeah, still carrying 310, so he's looking for an improvement. Beckman's going quicker as well. That would be enough to see him take a position or two, and that is a spot or two for Gorelik, up to 16th place now. In fact, Beckman is threatening a purple lap here. 6 minutes to go, a couple of cars waiting in the pit lane there. Oh, it's only quick enough for second. Oh, Krosselberg back to the pits. He was on a purple lap, but reached the track limits, got himself out of the way. Kolosov then. He's looking to get Armamentario back onto the front row. Is that? Oh, GT4 and the GT3 is got ahead of him. Oh, he's run very, very, very deep into the cakes there. So he's got plenty of time for another lap. Can't be doing that mistake too many times though. Manaram, he's for close quarter, he's got himself up into the top 10. It's a very nice livery. Is that Splinter, I believe? Certainly shredded his way through the field, starting from the back with that quality time. The first one was behind the GT4s, he's now up into the top 10. Chasing behind Beckman on track. We also have, at the minute, best position racer also have. Oh, actually quite a few of the GT4s are going quicker at the minute as well, Pelias, but Schleifer for best position. They've got themselves in, where are they at the minute, 5th place. And are flying at the minute, although, yeah, 3/10 they're up. Oh, and he's lost 2 coming out the last corner, so does go quicker, but stays 5th. Only 2/10 separating the front 2 rows. Astons and Mustangs leading the way. Zabo in the McLaren, the first middle engine rear wheel drive car that we've got. He's through sector 3, he's down on his time. Fujibayashi for Kieran Racing, another McLaren driver, 7/10 he's got at the minute. Yeah, that will get him up. Yeah, this will get him up a spot or 2 actually, to be fair. Rounds the last corner, and in fact behind him Bolstelman as well, 6/10 up. There we go, up to 11th place. Good lap there with 4 minutes to go. Kolosov's rounded the last corner, he's purple. And he takes the top spot with 4 minutes to go. He's got time to get back in the pits and have another run at it if he wants. Track conditions exactly the same. Dynamic Motorsports, they were on the top spot for quite some time, not so at the moment. Firefly have still got the top spot in the GT4s, along on the front row with Dynamic MS Youngster. So they've got 2 cars on the front row, a car on the front row of each grid. Ford still in 3rd with LK Motorsport in 4th. Aster in 5th place and Zaka Trip in 6th position. Apex in 8th with Akibua in 9th. And PJ Motorsports rounding out the top 10 as they pop their Aston into the pit. Oh. Oh, I think that might be a bug actually. It says he's 3 seconds up on his time. And I'm not sure we're going to see a 1 minute 40. Even on an optimum track at this temperature. Has gone quicker though. So yeah, the Apex Predators, their GT3 car pops up a position up to 13th, just behind one of the Fisher cars, the Academy Nissan. 12th place, not bad for an Academy car. We've got more purple sectors being put in by Kreuzlberg of Dynamic Motorsports. So not happy with second in the GT3s and 4s. They're going to go for the top spot. Although just down into Seat, still some tricky corners to... Oh, yellow flag. Yeah, I was just about to say, this is where it gets to the business end. We're going to see a lot of yellow flags popping up as drivers push it to the limit. Speaking of on the limit, the back of the Aston obliging there. Almost on the limit, that's abusing the slip angle. Around the last corner, doesn't use as much of the curb. It's going to have another run in it, but it is going to be enough. 1 minute 42.690 to 1 minute 42.73 cars on 42.7. One Aston and two Mustangs. One of those being in the pits. Quite a few cars now, 40 seconds left. So yeah, if you're not on a lap, you better be pretty close to finishing. The GT4 class leader is in the pits. Petzold is still out. He's in turn 3, so this will be his final lap. And he is going a 10th quicker. I think it is... Oh, it's less than a 10th he needs. There's just under half a 10th between the top two. As you would expect. So, Petzold, Maserati time. Up through Wurth they go. It's a good thing that wheel's got plenty of radius on it. In fact, we'll do a bit of helmet cam just because it is the GT4 cars. I'm not on board with them quite too often, but yeah, you can see. Nice big round steering wheel to keep those front wheels in check. Yep, all the squealing, all the extra tyre input. He's found another 10 through all this though. Petzold is absolutely flying. He really is pushing for pole position on the final lap. Schumacher can do nothing but sit in the pit and wait. Krasov as well. Is he going to be behind someone else? Wow, Petzold is absolutely ragdolling this car at the moment. He is driving the wheels off it. He is on for a very, very, very good time indeed, and it will put him into pole position by 0.3 of a second. Not too shabby at all. Manaram pops the one in the books as well as he crosses the line up to 8th place. So a few movers and shakers. Quite windy actually. I've only just realised 7 kilometres an hour. That is quite a bit of wind. I think that is everyone into the pit. Oh no, LML. No, we do still have a car out on track. There we go. Bear with us a moment. Let me tidy that up a bit. There we go. Yeah, so that is, let me see. Not quite uploaded yet, but we do know it is going to be Dynamic Motorsports by Kalinic that get the top spot in the GT3's Armamentario. Very close behind in second place, and then it's New Engine with a phenomenal qualifying session to see them starting in third place. Fisher Racing in fourth, and Zabo for LMLM Racing Team Hungary starting in fifth place. We'll get a look at the grid in a moment. We've got Dynamic MS Youngsters starting the GT4s once again at the top spot. We've got Schumacher for Firefly starting in second, with Krasov for Fort Club starting in third place. In fourth, it's going to be LK Motorsport rounding out the top five. Zakat Trip in the Porsche. As I say, we'll get a quick look at the starting lineup in a moment. It is round number 2 of the ACC Drive Endurance Championship. The drivers winning each split will receive lifetime licenses to ACC Drive. And they've got 12 rounds to duel it out. Next up, Imola, Silverstone, Donington and Spa for the first half of the season. Second half kicks off at Monza and ends at the Nürburgring. That is quite the calendar with Kyalami, Red Bull Ring, Paul Ricard and Bathurst in between. That's quite the home stretch again. Paul Ricard, Bathurst and the Nürburgring. Right, let's see if we can get the grid up. Here we go, it is Dynamic Motorsports by Kalinic taking the top spot in the GT3 qualifying, followed by Armamentario in the Aston Martin. As you'll see, a lot of solo drivers out there this evening. Dustin Herpel for New Engine in the Mustang, another one. The Mustangs and the Astons doing not too bad here at all. Fisher Racing Esport do have 2 drivers. They're going to start in 4th place ahead of LMLM Racing Team Hungary. Schläfer and Slevert behind the wheel for them this evening. We've got Michael Humer in the Mercedes. Oh no, Sander Zabo. Sorry, my apologies, I've got ahead of myself there. That was Zabo. This is Humer. He's in the Mercedes. He is on his own for HWR Racing tonight. Then it's Lugenberg and Wittig behind the wheel for Khaled in their Mustang this evening. Kevin Manaram doing this one solo as well for Close Quarter Racing, starting in 8th place. Then it's Christian Fix for Flamingo, another solo driver this evening. We've got Bestie Winkler for Fisher. He's got Gregor Forst with him behind the wheel of the Nissan. Then it's Kieran Racing with Fuji Bayashu behind the wheel to start this one. Christian Winkler out for Fisher Racing Academy. Another Nissan, 12th place for them. Then it is the Apex Predators. Campic and Gary Head in 13th. Penn's out for Samurai's Racing Team, and Tal joining him behind the wheel of the Merc. Then it's Marley Diesel and Denzel Augius. Aegis for RMD, and no, I've pronounced that one incorrectly. We've got Vimo Zahar out for PSR, and bringing up the rear of the GT3s, Gorlick and Ziegler. At the front of the GT4s, it is once again a Maserati. Louis Petzold for Dynamic MS Youngsters. Behind them, this time out, it's a McLaren. No Maserati dominance. Schumacher out for Firefly on his own. Krasov out for Fort Club. Not joined by Polyakov this week. Silverio, LK Motorsport behind the wheel of the Aston Martin, starting in 4th in the GT4s. Denisenko for Car Racing, rounding out the top 5 in the GT4s. In the Porsche, he'll be starting ahead of Aster Racing in the McLaren. Rancano, another solo driver tonight. Tom Winch for Apex Predators, he's going solo as well in the Ginetta in the top 10. With Akebua Racing in the Aston in 7th place. Peñas in 10th. We're halfway through the lap, plenty of time. Then in the Alpine, Richard Fitch, phenomenal team name, bit too long to squeeze in though. We've got Bergmanis and Rizanovs. Another Alpine car. Kevin Boyruther out for Too Fast and Too Manic. Jackson Bajkowski Downs, the Skidmark Assassins, just outside the top 10. Robbie Grumper for Lunar Racing in the Alpine. And bringing up the rear is Best Position Racing in the GT3. So that is going to be an interesting one to see how they got on back through the field. Here we go then, through the chicane. Warm-up lap done, with a degree down, still a bit gusty and windy out there to say the least. 7 kilometres an hour. That's going to be a cheeky little tailwind into turn number 1. Let us see how they get on. There's the green lights, foot down, flat out, flying into turn number 1 and into a train. They instantly go. Fisher Racing electing to stay on the right hand side. Couple of movers and shakers in the GT4s as well as they go 4 abreast along the start finish straight. Looking for a move up the inside is Armamentario, and they get lost. Oh, they've got locked out, and there's a big battle right for the lead of the race. Is Herpel. Just about manages to take the lead there. Eric Beckman manages to get the Fisher car up into 3rd position. So good overtake there. Kolosov dropping too as LML hold their position. Bestie Winkler up 3 spots at the start as well. So it's gone really well for one of the Fisher cars. Oh, we've got Silviero going past Schumacher in the GT4s. Petzl with a good breakaway. Oh, and we've got a car sideways. We've got a car stationary the wrong way. 2 cars stationary though. Oh, and he's collected the Audi GT4 and that's collected an Aston GT4. We've got to look at that in a moment. So it's Penzes, it's Bajkowski Downs that's been collected in that. Quite a few cars caught up. The race leaders though have made, well, the race leader has made a pretty good breakaway. He's got Herpel and Beckman battling just behind the Makrasov now, tucked right into the slipstream Zabo. Looking good on the brakes, but he does have Laugenberg now behind him. He's already up 1 for Kala, and Basti Winkler up 2. It's been Heumer, Manaram and Fix that have lost position. So too has Fuji Bayashi down in 13th position now. And Michael Kampick losing 2 spots as well. And right down at the back, oh sorry, not quite down at the back of the grid, because of course Marvin Schleifer, who started right from the back with no quality time, has just come past the GT4 cars, where we see Schumacher trying to come back at Krasov out of the last corner. Or through New Holland. Is it going to be a new car in 2nd place? It might be in turn number 1. The McLaren was quick in a straight line, and so too though behind does Silviero. He's not going to be close enough to try something here, but he is going to be close enough to get a very good view of the McLaren sailing past. Absolutely sails past, no problem whatsoever. Through turn 2, flying through Elf, and that's a nice move by Schumacher to retake that position. Still thick and fast up in the GT3s as well, as we see Heumer in the Mercedes looking to make back some of the positions that he's lost in the opening exchanges to Khaled and to Fisher Racing. Kreuzberg still leading the way. Herpel in second for new engine, so a good start for them, and Beckman as well, of course, up a position each at the expense of Kolosov, who now finds himself in Armamentario in fourth position. Had a bit of a yo-yo race last week as well, up and down the order. Looks like it's going to be another week of that too. 48-minute stint timer for the drivers as well. So they'll definitely need to take that into, well, obviously take that into huge consideration. We saw a couple of drivers go for the double stint as well, especially in the GT4s. We saw a lot of double stints. A couple of cars did double stinted their tyres and brought forth home the win. That was easy for me to articulate. So we'll see if anyone tries it this week at Barcelona. This is a bit of a shredder on the left-hand tyres, that's for sure. But it's definitely cool enough. 20 degrees. Yeah, try and do the last two stints. Let's see, that looks like Fix is getting himself pretty close. So yeah, himself and Hoyme are both trying to make back positions if they can. But yeah, very much nip and tuck here. The tyres will be getting into that warmer range now. Now that we're a couple of laps in, the opening 5 minutes, and we've seen the race leader in both classes hold their position very well indeed. Not so much the second and third place drivers, that's for sure. Schumacher and Krasov, and in fact, we've had one of the GT3s come into the pits. Samurai Racing. Right, so yeah, they've come into the pits, and it was quite a long one, yeah, so I think they were getting some damage repaired. It does look like they are back fully running again. And it was not a penalty, but that puts them at a bit of a disadvantage to say the least, but there's still plenty of Barcelona for everyone to make it round. Kolosov is looking quick along the start-finish straight. He's looking to get back up onto the podium. If he does, it's going to be at the expense of Carlton Racing. Oh no, that's Fisher Racing. He's already passed Carlton. Full send up the inside into turn number 1, makes it, sticks on the brakes. The Aston using that full slingshot there, and that is Armamentario back up to third position. And I do still keep putting on the rear spoiler camera of the Aston. There we go, you can see it very close indeed, and just ahead now. He's got Herpel and Kreuzberger, so not making an overly convincing breakaway up at the front of the field, but certainly holding on to the lead. It's actually Kolosov that's got the fastest lap of the race at the minute by about a tenth of a second. As the Mustang continues to chase Schumacher, still entrenched in a battle with Krasov behind him. Safe to say Petzold is checking out ever so slightly up at the front, and the Maserati the fellow Maserati, sorry, of Ford Club, they're looking to join him up on the top 2 spots. Oh, Krasov is actually still very, yeah, Krasov's still very close. After these opening laps, these lap times are very close to Petzold's as well, despite being behind Yannick at the minute. It's amazing how much body roll you get on those cars compared to the GT3s. With the drivers holding them well. He's having a look up the inside on the way into the cakes, and the Maserati straight line speed getting the job done. Obviously needs to make sure he gets a good eggs out of the corner, which he does. And that's going to put Krasov and Ford Club up into second place. We'll see if Schumacher can keep pace. He got a good quality time obviously, but it's all about race trim now. So much more tyre squeal as well from the GT4s. It's wild how much rubber they must go through. So that's Schumacher. We've got Roncalho as well now for Aston Racing. They have had a good start themselves. making up some spots. Silverio and Denisenko for going those places. Bergermans as well in the Alpine. He's got himself up a couple of positions on where he started. This is Bajkowski down. Did he come into the pits? No, that was just recovering from the incident he was inadvertently caught up in. Peñas is a bit of a clip up the road, but he's still in the race. Grumper for Lunar Racing, chasing down Too Fast to Maniac in the Mercedes. So these two just outside the top 10. Top 10 in the GT3s. It's still Christian Fix trying to get past Michael Humer. And that is, yeah, quite a fascinating battle, especially with Manoram. He is back to where he started, so he did lose a couple of positions. But he is back where he started, and he's got the Mercedes and the Mustang. Wholeheartedly chased him down. Ooh, and we've still got this battle for the podium. Now Aston not doing anything to the turn one this time around. Let's see what happens with Heumer and Fix at the turn number one. Manoram, he's a fair belt up the road. Heumer, yep, he is going to get close enough as we get into the braking zone. Oh, and he's got very close indeed. Took some precautionary avoiding action there, wasn't quite required. But yeah, he's managed to avoid the contact very nicely indeed. On the Mercedes, just looking a little unsettled there, just needs to yep, take a deep breath. Start it all over again. Fix is still looking for the move. Let's see if Winkler for Fisher Racing, their academy car, he's not far behind, so you can get dragged into this pretty quickly. So too could RMD. Just want to check, of course, on the GT4 progress, and it does look like Krasov is making this move stick. And he is going quicker than his previous best lap. Schumacher finding time as well though on his lap. Nice bit of cloud cover. We could see some rain here. The variability is definitely there. Thank you both for the follow. Ginger Shepherd and 98 Rich. Welcome into LFM. It's round number 2 of the ACC Drive Series. And yeah, nice little battle going on here as the Alpine looks to send it up the inside of the Aston Martin on the way down the hill through Sea. And it looks like Bergamus has made this one stick. He's going to have the run on the way into Worth, and you can see the Ginetta looking to follow through as well. Reniero really coming under pressure. Tom Lynch, oh, he's getting left behind. Oh, so he's moved out the way from one of the GT3s to come through, so that's dropped him back a bit. You can see that GT3 is absolutely flying. That goes to the inside. That magnificent Mercedes engine. Ooh, completely different line. There's the Aston looking to take the tighter one. That's brought Tom Wink absolutely back into this battle with the ball, though, as I say that, the back of the Ginetta trying to take him out of the battle. A whole lot of motion on the back of that car. Oh, the Aston really good on the brakes. Let's see how this plays out in a straight line. I think we all know which way it's going to go, although the Alpine using that mid-corner pace to good effect to get a good exit. But here comes the Aston dragging the Ginetta along in the top end speed of the Aston. Safe to say it's a bit higher. Oh, the Ginetta a bit far back. There he goes. Is he going around the outside? No, he's not quite close enough. So yeah, he needs to get it a little bit closer on the exit to the last corner. That is certainly bringing Winch straight into this as well. So he's let that GT3 car through. They've got more. Oh no, they don't, sorry. They've got a bit of a gap before the race leader gets back to them again. And in fact, that is Denisenko, who is just ahead of them. Oh, not getting a good rear camera there, that's for sure. Herpel still on the back of Kolosov, not breaking away there. Beckman for Fisher Racing. Yeah, let's get some on board with the Mustang. So yeah, this is the final two spots on the podium. Kreuzelberg certainly starting to make hay while the sun's got his hat on behind the clouds at the minute. He's now got the gap up to 3.4 seconds, leaving 1.3 separating the next three cars. Zabo in 5th place. Still running where he started, and of course behind him Lagenberg and Beste Winkler both up spots. Manaram still running in 8th where he started, and still fending off Humer and Christian Fix. And in fact Manaram is right on the back of Beste Winkler. We'll need to keep an eye on that one as well. We'll keep an eye on this battle up at the top. There's one of the GT4s right round the outside, like they're standing still. Very safely passed indeed. Let's see how safe Kolosov's position in P2 is. Going into turn at number 1. The Mustang looking for the outside line. I'll tell you what, it could be a dual Mustang attack on the way out of turn number 2 and 3. Yep, the Mustangs both getting absolutely spot on. The Aston did as well. He absolutely 100% needed to do that, is for sure. Oh, now that's an interesting line by Kolosov. Overly defensive, but he didn't seem to carry the maximum amount of pace through that corner. Certainly nowhere near his fellow Mustang did. Didn't run as wide as much of the track, but in saying that, he's got to settle back in to Seat, no problem at all, and he has still got 3rd. And he's still very much got sight of the Aston Martin. Kreuzelberg, he is making a 10th or 2 of a second every corner that they go through now, with the way these three are dueling out. That gap now very close to 4 seconds. Winkler and Fix are still very close indeed as well. Oh, and that's a very damaged car. Oh, that's Peñas in the 411. Let's grab a replay. Oh, no, it's not on the board. Okay, must have got caught up in someone else's accident. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll see what happened to Samurai Racing Team. It gets a bit curvy there. Now, it did say this was an accident. I'm wondering if I've had an incident before this, because they did drop massively down the order. This doesn't look like... Okay, that's a strange one. This is in the final chicane again. Oh, does maybe just tap a GT4 car? Okay. Not sure why they came up as replays. Oh, they're now really having to weave their way through. That is, of course, Eric Beckman trying to keep up with the top. Trying to keep up with the top 3. Now in an absolute battle there with the GT4, sorry, in the middle of a battle, GT4 cars. I think that is still, yeah, Bergamis that's right in the middle here. He's got himself ahead of Akabua Racing, in fact. Oh, Rancano swapped positions with Silverio. Oh, so they've gone and swapped positions a couple of times across the start, along the start and finish straight and across the line, but into turn number 1. It is Aster that hold 4th place. Schumacher still holding 3rd. Bergamis at the minute in 8th place. As we can see, Kallett coming through, followed by Fisher. Oh, and in fact, yep, we've got the other GT3 just ahead of them, so yeah, a lot of action coming their way. I did say we would see it pretty quick and pretty often, and that is the way it's going at the minute. Oh, the Mercedes is round. It's humour that's round the wrong way. Let's have a look at that on the replay. So they've got 5th place GT4 car there as well, heading down into say Fisher Racing ahead of them. Oh, the Porsche is it. Minorest of contact. It's unsettled the Mercedes, and then a second tap from the only just out of control Porsche has sent him completely around the wrong way. So yeah, that's a few positions dropped there to say the least. Down to 16th place behind some GT4s. He's now got Campic Gorlick all ahead of him. Schleifer's had an incredible start in the Mustang. Started at the back of the grid. 32 cars deep behind the GT4s. Now up to 12th place. So that's quite the comeback drive. So made it up on 5 of the GT3s so far. One of them being Penzez down at the back of the grid. We've got Bajkowski Downs for the skid mark Assassins running down at the back of the GT4s after they had a bit of contact as well. Still plenty of time to go, and we have Campic looking to get the Ferrari past Gorlick. So the middle engine rear wheel drive cars all having themselves a battle just outside the top 10, being led at the minute by Kieran Racing in the McLaren. 13th as they go past the Alpine of Fitch. Oh, now that's an interesting proposition. Let's see if he can hold this round it outside into Le Cake. So that's going to be a good move if he can. He's not going to get room for the cut back, but nope, he holds on to it there for the moment. Does Gorlick. Yeah, Zablo up in 5th, the only middle engine car in the top 10. So yeah, it shows you how dominant the Mustangs, the Mercs and the Astons are around here. These drivers are close, but Rancano looks like he is closer. Oh, and he is going for it. He's got a nice bit of slipstream from the GT3 car. Oh, and he's not. No, he's not quite close enough. Aston, it looked like he had the run there. He's now got. Yep, there we go. 12th place going through. It's absolutely wild how much the tyres squeal. Oh, Manarap. So he's already up to. Oh, he's getting some light flashes from the GT4 leader. Oh no, that's Petzl, sorry, it's Krasov. Oh, that's a big bounce over the curve by Krasov there. It's going to be Khaled trying to go up the inside of turn number 9, not able to do so. It's going to cost him all a bit of time there, and Schumacher will be gleefully watching this one. As you can see, Fisher Racing now just making their way past. Oh, and that's ended with Krasov on the outside. The McLaren's got another Mustang coming through, so too then does the Maserati, and all the extra grip there used by the Mustang. As here comes the Fisher Racing Academy car into the mix as well. And this is the type of blue flag traffic I was talking about here at Barcelona, because you can't get the racing so close for so long. It does mean you'll get groups of each car interacting very quickly with one another. It's going to cost Schumacher a bit of time, but you'll know he's making good pace. He's actually 3/10 slower on the fastest lap than Krasov, but he's a bit more consistent at the minute. Petzold is the fastest GT4 driver, and that is certainly paying, plainly obvious with the a 12-second gap. I'm not sure where the words went there. Gorlick still trying to be the lead mid-engine car, and that is a big gap. They've now got back to Campic. So yeah, maybe some GT4 stuff going on there. The race leader is still a comfortable 4 seconds ahead, but might not be quite so comfortable with Kolosov setting the fastest lap of the race so far, 143.2, and he is 10th or 2 quicker than Krauselberg at the minute. Herpel 1.3 seconds behind, but still gaining time on Beckman, who's in 4th for Fischer Racing. LMLM Racing Team Hungary are in 5th place, and Manoram in 6th position. Laugenberg and Winkler 8th and 9th, and Christian Fix still got his Mustang for Flamingo in 9th place, with Fischer Racing Academy currently occupying 10th position. Good start, solid start for them, up 2 spots. They do have Marvin Slafer though, best position, and that is definitely what they are looking for. Their lap times, actually, yeah, they're on par now with the drivers ahead of them. So yeah, now that the racing has settled down, it's safe to say that is, yeah, much more even lap times now between Slafer. So this charge up past any more of the field might not be quite so much of a charge, but we shall see. Solid mix of cars in the GT4s. Where is Bergamus? There he is. We need a better rear camera in these cars. We'll watch the battle from here. Oranio and Denisenko are the drivers ahead. The Aston back ahead of the Alpine. Fitch is the driver up the road. That Aston is all over the back of the Porsche at the minute. The Porsche managing to gather up and get the exit out with turn 3. Into 4 we go. Round and round the Repsol, up the hill. As soon as you see the orange paint on the wall, get the foot down to head down into Seat. Quick dipping in his back up the hill. Oh, the Porsche is taking a much wider line there. The Aston keeping it much tighter there, so you would think we'd have less acceleration, but does keep it right under that rear spoiler. Absolutely pushing through Werth. I think here though, the Porsche is likely to get found out in a straight line, especially with the aerodynamics, whatever aerodynamic benefits these cars get. As I've said that, the Porsche makes an absolute mockery of my guesstimations. It is in fact Bergamus with a very good run on the Aston instead. This is the view from Fitch's Alpine. In fact, you can see the gap that he's managed to make up on the pack he was involved in. Nowhere near that gap for the Porsche driver of Denisenko. Down a couple of spots from where he started, so he has definitely got pace to mix in with the drivers in here based on the quality times. And in fact, Schumacher he has managed to handily close the gap on Krasov after we saw Krasov with that off-track excursion. He was flashed his lights in one of the GT3 cars. So yeah, maybe something going on there that he wasn't too pleased with. But whatever, that has brought Schumacher firmly into focus, and it really is giving a very good lead to Petzold. Now very much holding on to that, was it 12 seconds he's got there? We've also got Berganes still all over the back of Ranio. These rear cameras not the best. So yeah, he's got the Aston Martin. Let's see if we get a rear camera in here. Oh yes, we do. Rear mirror. Yeah, we've got a camera and a mirror, so let's see how they handle this. Humer, who is down positions, he's looking to make spots back. Manoram, Laugenberg is swapping position with Basti Winkler as well, so that's an ongoing battle for. Oh, and there's a big wiggle there. Khaled just managing to fight back there. Laugenberg almost losing the back of the car as we jumped on board. He's managed to gather up. Fix is going to get closer. Basti Winkler is certainly going to keep pressing to try and get that overtake done now. Silviero across the line. Oh, it's Heumer I was looking for. So yeah, he is catching back up to the pack in the Merc. Down 10 spots, so again, another driver. We know he's got very good pace compared to the drivers ahead based on the qualifying. And of course he's got 109, so he's ranked 9th in the lobby. So he'll be looking to get back up there as quickly as possible. Schleifer, is he now? Another guesstimation that I maybe got wrong here. I did say he's charged through the field. I mean, it has been slowed somewhat. He hasn't had an overtake in a couple of laps, but he might be getting one soon. Mustangs definitely could be considered meta cars around here, especially against the McLaren, the middle engine cars. I mean, we've got one 5th place Zabo having a great drive, but after that it's not till outside the top 10 we see more of them. And it looks like we might see one less in the top 11 as the Mustang is absolutely flying through the final chicane. And handily, another one handily closing the gap. Out we go. No, he's doing well here. They do have very similar fastest laps. Oh no, sorry, they don't. Yes. His fastest lap was a 1:44.6, so yes, 6:10 slower. I was looking at the wrong spot, but yeah, so yeah, Schleifer is a fair bit quicker, and in fact 7/10 quicker than Winkler ahead, so he might well charge through the rest of the field. Oh, Winston Bergamus. Oh, replay. Okay, so he was watching the battle going on ahead. That's the Alpine trying to go through. Lecakes that always caught up to the Porsche. He sent it right round the outside. Phenomenal send. Oh, and he's lost the back of the car under acceleration. And he has collected the Ginetta. So 2 explanations for the price of one with that replay there. So yeah, Bergamus almost getting a phenomenal move done, but the back of the car disappearing under acceleration, and very quickly appearing was the front of Winch's Ginetta into the side of his car. That leaves Ranio with a bit of space now to try and concentrate on Denisenko. He's had a bit of a peaceful last few laps, certainly not going to be so now. Fitch still holding on to 6th position. With Aster in 5th, LK in 4th, then is Firefly. Still very much got 2nd place in sight ahead of them, but it is still Fort Club in that 2nd place, and Louis Petzold for Dynamic MS Youngsters. He is once again at this stage of the race. Sorry, it was the 2nd stage last week that he ran away with it. So yeah, for the first time this series, he's running away with it in the first stint. Which will be coming to an end in about 15 minutes time. That was far more thought than it needed. So yeah, 48-minute stints as I mentioned. Oh, and we've got Penzes. Yep, he was the driver that was in the pit early for damage. He is now back out and making his way through the GT4s. He is still a couple of laps down on the GT3 race leaders. And there is a aforementioned race leader. He's catching up to the battle that we were just watching with the GT4s. 3.3 seconds now ahead he is. No, don't like using that camera. So yeah, good laps that he's putting in. And in fact, he's just under 1 minute 43.777. But of course, Kolosov with the 43.735 means he has got the fastest lap of the race. And you can see for context just how close he is. He is now on the back of the same GT4 cars. There's the race leader just ahead of him, Herpel for new engine. He is just catching up to the back of him as well, so the podium battle is still absolutely on. This is Beckman for Fisher, still running where he started, so too LMLM's Xander Zabo in the McLaren. Oh, just coming past the GT4s as well. Manaram not too far behind him, in fact. Manaram already up a couple of spots on where he qualified. Cue the shredder jokes. Laugenberg bit down the road, but he's managing to fend off Winkler for the moment. Was that another position change there? Yeah, Fix and Winkler rounding out the top 10. GS not too far back for RMD. Ahead still of Schleifer. He's still looking for the overtake, but it's been a phenomenal race so far. Fujibayashi is down 2 for Kieran. But got a bit of clear air front and back in car 110 with a spin. That's Winkler. Yeah, a couple of contacts there. Joyce a multi-class, and that was indeed Schleifer that's gone past, so he has made up another spot. Oh, the joys of multi-class. So that's Fisher Racing now in 12th place. Schleifer up to 11th position, and he's right on the back of a GS. He's not lost, or sorry, a GS hasn't managed to increase the gap behind him by having seen the swap in cars there. They do still have Fix and Winkler firmly ahead of them, and Manaram as well. Oh, he's taking contact from the Porsche. Oh, and they've contacted again. The Aston's gone round the outside, so the GT4s have swapped positions there. Denisenko losing out after making contact with one of the GT3s, or a Neo making his way past. And that was Manaram that he made contact with, so that has increased the gap obviously to Zabo, and massively decreased the gap to Laugenberg. Fix and Winkler going side by side through the final chicane as they come to the back of the Alpine. Round the outside they go as the GS holding on just to 10th position as Winkler and Schaefer swap positions along the start finish straight. They're in the slipstream, and Schleifer up to 9th. Wow, so there you go. It doesn't get an overtake for 3 or 4 laps, 4 or 5 laps, and then suddenly gets himself 3. So that is not too bad, and all before the first pit stop as well. The Mustang's looking incredibly strong in the top 10 here at Barcelona. Hummer looking good as well. Kampic was chasing down Gorlick. He's definitely dropped time there, and he's dropped a lot of time to this Mercedes. It's amazing how wide that Ferrari actually is when you're trying to get past it, and the Mercedes is definitely trying to get past. Oh, he's just going for a straight outside. I thought he might try to nip that in for the cutback there, but he keeps it right out on the outside line. down into Sia, and how much has he got behind him? Oh yeah, he's got 18 seconds. Oh, Petzold. Oh no, sorry, I thought Petzold was in the pits. No, he's a lap down on the GT3s. Oh, Schleifer's already on the back of Christian Fix as well. Is he about to see himself up into 9th place? Winkler, Schaefer and Christian Fix just going past the Aston Martins. And the Fisher Racing car tucked right in there as well. R&D Racing not far behind, but yeah, Christian Winkler really is tucked in there behind Schleifer and Fix. We'll see if they've got anything doing into turn number 1, and then we'll see Heumer coming into turn number 1. See, oh, Camping's got a yellow flag. Oh no, it must have just been a slight off track. Let's see if the Merc pulling power can pull him past into turn number 1. He is going to be shown the outside line if he's going to make this one stick. He's right up on the curb, opening up as much as possible. Not quite the side-by-side he was looking for. The Ferrari fends him off. Let's see what Schleifer and Winkler are doing. They are letting Christian Fix get a bit of a breakaway here. Yep, using the traffic very well indeed, as you would expect. Fisher Academy making it through as well. Yeah, we're going to need plenty of tea and coffee for this one. Especially with the fast approaching end of the opening stint. Of course, 48 minutes means the drivers have got 8 minutes left to get their pit stops done. And I think for this first one, we're going to see a whole lot of action at pretty much exactly the same time. Oh, Schumacher. Let's see what's going on with the GT3s. Yeah, it's not just the GT3s that can use the traffic to their advantage. It looked like Schumacher was trying to get a move on Krasov there, couldn't quite get it done. And in fact, it's a fair bit back now. Schleifer and Fix again close into turn number 1. Doesn't look like anything doing there. And Heumer into the pits. Okay, so the first GT4 car coming in, 40 minutes left to go. Oh, Schaefer looking quick. Is he going for the inside of turn number 4? He's almost close enough, and here comes the Nissan. So close in the braking zone there. It just goes to show you how much advantage you've got over 2 cars ahead of you when they are trying to overtake one another. The Nissan very much bringing itself into focus in that rear view mirror. And that is a GS. It's not far behind either, so let's not count that little McLaren out with this battle. We've already got a McLaren in 5th. We could see a mighty comeback here for R&D against these 3 cars ahead if they keep this up. That's going to bring them right back in. Petzold's coming from the lead of the GT4s. Petzold is in the pits. Pens is still out, so yeah, race leader. There's Heumer coming back out. Schumacher and Krasov, they've both stayed out. Oh, Schleifer and Fix just as we look away. Oh, that is a big incident there. Schleifer's come straight into the pits. Let's see if we can grab a replay of that. So Rancano for Astor Racing. Oh, he's taking a little touch there, and that's spun him. Oh wow, the Mustangs ended up going full send up the inside. The McLaren and the Aegeus and Fisher getting involved in a bit of door banging as well on their way through the final chicane. So it's all happening suddenly as we get to the end of the first stint. Petzold back out the pits well down the order. So Krasnov still the on-track leader. Petzold back out in 8th place, just ahead of Denisenko. Schleifer's in and out of the pits. In fact, he's on his way out. Let's see where Heumer is. Heumer coming around the last corner, so Schleifer is going to stay ahead there. No undercut for him at the moment. Yeah, the Mercedes a fair bit down. Kreuzelberg still 4.3 seconds ahead of Armamentario, who have got themselves 1.8 seconds back to new engine. Winkler in 9th, Agius in 10th, and then Winkler in 11th place. Petzold on the fresh tyres. It looks like he's about to go past Winch's Winkler. Comes into the pits, Christian Winkler for Fisher Racing Academy. So that's a pit stop for them. That puts the Fisher Racing car ahead. Fujibayashi goes past as well. Campix come in as well for Apex Predators. Certainly the track is down 2 degrees. It's not a huge amount though in the grand scheme of things. Rancano's come into the pits himself. There goes Petzold, sailing past quite a few cars. Winch being one of them. Yeah, Rancano in the pits. Denisenko has stayed out. So yeah, a few cars coming in. Pretty early. We'll get an update on that in a moment. Where is... it's not on there. So there is Beckman coming in as well. Still 43 minutes. Winkler on his way out. Campic on his way out as well. There is Heumer. He's managed to get himself past the Ferrari of Campic. It might be Gorlick that is behind the wheel of that one now. Gary Head, sorry. Might be out behind the wheel of that one. Fujibayashi comes in, Winkler, Basti Winkler comes in, Fix and Agius all in. Wow, absolute solid train of cars coming in. You think it was the start of the quali session. All pulling in their box. The light has diminished rapidly as well. For a race that's been running less than an hour, that is a big change in the lighting conditions. That's not what we want. There we go. Kreuzelberg staying out. Wow, absolute solid car. Zabo into the pits as well. Yeah, that's Denisenko in, Bergamas in. That is one busy pit lane. Rancano has been in, and so is Raniero. Luna Racing, they make their way in as well. As Manoram, yep, he's on his way out. So too is Christian Fix, he's back out. Well, looks like 8th place of GS is back out. There is Slever out for best position. They're back out in 9th place. It says that Fujibayashi's close. There is Laugenberg for Khalek coming in. Yeah, that's much closer to the end of the stint. And yeah, GT3 race leader Kreuzelberg makes his way in. Kolosov is in there as well. Dominic Cyprus has taken the wheel for Fisher Racing Esports Mustang. They're number 105 in this race. And they're into La Caixa. Herpel stationary. Krauselberg will be moving pretty soon. Laugenberg just coming in to the box as one of the Mercedes GT4s heads out. Will be behind Denisenko's Bowraider for Too Fast, Too Maniac. Now it is the Flood. Oh, the GT4 just getting out in front of the new engine car. So that is Herpel outside by side. Kolosov holding on to second place, and Kreuzelberg holding on to first after the first round of pit stops. Laugenberg is still stationary. Here comes Zabo back up to 5th place. Laugenberg out the pits, Manaram out the last corner, so you would think that Laugenberg, yep, will maintain 6th place out of the pits, but will have Manaram breathing down his neck very soon indeed. Christian Fixting his pit stop a lap ago as well, Tobias Severt in 9th place. That's still so great opening stint from them to start from the back. Marley Diesel's out for RMD in the McLaren in 10th position now. Gregor Forst for Fisher Racing, they've got 11th place with Sagabaru behind them for Kieran Racing. They've got 12th position. So good run to pit stops for them. Winkler in 13th and Humer in 14th place. Florian Ziegler out for Streiter Motorsport. They've got 15th. Gary Heads out for Apex Predators in 16th. Vimozar is out for Pit Speed Racing. They've got the post currently in 17th. And then Adam Penzes, who's going to have a pit stop pretty soon after taking an early pit stop for damage. They've got 18th. Then it is... Oh, there has been a change in fact. Krasov and Schumacher have swapped positions in the GT4s. No penalty, it's just a much longer pit stop for Krasov, 3 seconds longer in fact. So I wonder if you had a bit of damage to repair. So yeah, that's put Schumacher for Firefly right in the thick of things. Oh! It did look like he made contact with both GT3s there. Bouncing over, yeah, and that is the Mercedes of Heumer. Yeah, so catching up here, as you can see, makes it safely past, full up the inside. Oh, bounce. So caught both cars twice, but it was the Mercedes that came off the worst. Ended up off track. There is absolutely no grip out there, that is for sure. And that's puts Heumer with a lot of work to do now to catch back up to Winkler. Much longer pit stop, so I wonder if Winkler is going for some kind of double stop strategy now. That is an extra almost 10 seconds compared to some cars. Oh, Ziegler. Ziegler now with an incident. That looks like a contact with the GT4 as well, which for some reason hasn't shown on the board. I think this is a different one. I can't believe that one didn't show. Oh no, here he comes. Oh, doesn't leave any room on the inside for the GT4 there. It makes double contact. Yeah, that's clumsy by the GT3. Definitely need to make sure you've got your radar on when you're doing these multi-class races, that's for sure. So yeah, that's Ziegler lost a bit of time there. Kreuzelberg, let's see what the gap is up at the front between the two Aston Martins. 4.8 seconds, so Kreuzelberg has gained a bit of time. But Kolosov was quicker on the last lap. Herpel as well has gained 3/10 on Kolosov. Penzes, that's him taking his mandated stint timer stop. Second one of the race. Sakibura. Now, as I said at the start, not a lot of teams have got more than one driver today, but there is a few that do. It's always interesting to see what the new drivers behind the wheel can do against their contemporaries out on field. And it looks like Sakabaru is having a good start to his stint, although it does have Fisher Racing Academy behind. And as I mentioned, they took a 43-second pit stop, so either had a lot of damage or they have taken on a lot of fuel compared to their competitors. So they might be trying a double stint, because it is pretty cool conditions out there. It's not like the tyres going to be absolutely cooking, so can you negate that with an hour and a half's driving? We'll see how it goes. It's certainly quicker than these two in quali, but it's all about what you can do on the racetrack, and they are duelling it out. So, who comes out on top here? Oh yeah, the McLaren pulling away very nicely indeed. Oh wow, that's a bit wild there. Don't take your eyes off the screen for a second. Winkler there really testing the suspension on the Nissan, but I'll tell you what, it hasn't exactly cost him a lot of time. He's really closing up here. Sakibura knows it. He's flying past the two of them. Look how much more pace he's got compared to the two, but can't make a stick as Sakibura can. Sakibura saw that move coming, and he's got the move done himself. And is Winkler going to get it done as well? Around the outside, sails up the inside in fact. And that does leave Marley Diesel down 2 spots in the space of 1 corner. I think what I'm going to do is try and replay that. Alright, now I'm not sure the replay is going to quite get to where we need it to go. Oh yeah, so they got so close out of the final corner. Get out of the way, trees, there we go. In fact, if we cheat a bit, go and chase cam for Winkler, we'll see how this unfolds. Look how much more pace than Nissan got. Absolutely incredible. He gets slipstream from both cars, bounces between the slipstream. Manages to get that done. So that's Winkler and the Fisher Racing Academy car back up another position as the race leader, increasing the gap on Kolosov now. So this stint really favouring Kreuzer. They're both in the same car. Tobias Severt already up to 9th position, full send up the inside. That is a beautiful move, late on the brakes, gets the rotation, keeps it between the Mayo and the Mustard, and that takes Sievert and the Best Position Racing team now up to 8th position. So up 24 on where they started, which is yeah, not too bad. An opening stint, and of course Schleifer with that opening stint. Sievert showing pace more than equal to his teammate. Getting the job done. Christian Fick still entrenched in a battle. This time the Flamingo car chasing Sievert this time around. With Forsor, he was the driver I was looking at, with Winkler and Sakibaru. There we go, in the McLaren, although Winkler now, yeah, not quite able to pull away. The McLaren keeping up for the moment. Let's see what they can get done. Gary Head is back in the pit. Oh, that's a bit of damage, and that has been repaired, as we can see. In the GT4 class, we've got Petzold still leading the way over Schumacher. That's a GT3 Porsche going past. 22 seconds up the road he is. Krasov in third, so he's definitely lost time to Schumacher through that pit stop. Silverio for LK Motorsport, they're Aston in fourth place, with Astor in fifth position. It's Apex in sixth. Richard Fitch in the Alpine in seventh, and Akibau now in 8th place in there. Aston Martin. Denisenko for Zakar and Too Fast Too Maniac rounding out the top 10. Denisenko losing quite a few positions now. Right on the edge of the top 10 as we see more GT3s. Go disappearing on past. Love the sound of this little car. So they're settling into the stint now, and Diesel looks to settle into a better position as well. Trying to retake that spot from Hoymer. Manaram is all over the back of Kalik. They've now got Sasha Wittek out behind the wheel. This could be a long 48-minute stint the way Manaram's driving at the minute. He is really looking for that move. Within 2/10s into Lakakes, not a bad place to be. Manaram, yep, 3/10s there. Christian Fix 1.3 behind Sievert. In fact, that's bobbling down to second. Sakibura and Winkler. And Diesel and Hoymer, and in fact Diesel. Ooh, both of these cars sideways. Diesel and Hoymer, they do go full side by side. They're not able to get it done. Antal, sorry, in the Mercedes, another yellow. Just a bit of an off track through that final chicane. Can't afford to do that too often, that's for sure. Petzel, Schumacher and Krasov. I tell you what, it's been a good pit stop for Schumacher. We're stationary for 3 seconds left. And sitting more than 3 seconds ahead, so really working wonders since coming back out of the pits. That was very close between the two of them in the first stint. We'll stay with Manaram. You see how dark it's got. We're only just an hour into this one, and it is absolutely pitch black. Is this going to be one? It's actually quite surprising how dark it's got, and the temperature has stayed the same. The wind has picked up by 1 kilometre an hour, so they're going to be feeling that tailwind in the braking zones. And Wittig definitely going to be feeling the pressure from the Mustang behind. Look how close he is getting, absolutely stalking his prey at the minute. Zabo still holding on to 5th, only middle engine car in the top 10-11. Shows you what a good drive he's having at the moment. We've got a couple more down the field with Sakabaru and Diesel in the McLarens and the Mercedes, but definitely dominated up at the top by the big front engine cars, and the same in the GT4s. It's once again 2 Maseratis in the top 3. Oh, that's a lot more pace to be carrying through turn number 2. He's going to go round the outside of turn number 3. He's going to have more grip and more acceleration, but a longer way to go. Can he get his nose in front? Yes, he can get his nose in front on the way into turn number 4. Not only get the nose in front. He's got that absolutely signed, sealed and delivered there. Wittek with very little defence could be pulled there, given the slight mistake into turn number 1. And that is Manaram with a full-on pounce there. Solid overtake. That puts them up to 6th position. Silverio and Canio. Still got 5th place for Aster. Had a quick pit stop as well, actually, so I think they've just taken on a bit of fuel. If I was going to be guesstimating here, I would say that LK Motorsports have taken on fuel, no tyres. Aster Racing have done the same, and so have Apex Predators. They were in the pits half the amount of time as the rest of the field. Petzold with 31.9, so it was a quick pit stop compared to everyone else that took fuel and tyres. It's still twice as long as some of the other cars, and up in the GT3s. Oh, in fact, Manaram as well, 43 seconds for his pit stop, and Winkler with a 43-second pit stop as well. So I think they might have taken on I think they might have taken on fuel and going to be bravely trying to double stint the tyres. Good afternoon, Mr. Rob G. Barker. Welcome in. So I've had my head absolutely in the thick of the action here. We've had TI Soldier. Welcome in. Good afternoon. Loud Stealth, no audio. I am very confused if there's no audio coming through. I think there should, yeah. Everything at my end says there is. Chat as well. Good afternoon, good evening to everyone on YouTube as well. There we go. And that, excellent. Yeah, if anyone else is having any issues, let us know and see if we can get them resolved. Kreuzberg still with that big lead. And Tal there, that Mercedes really not a big fan of that final chicane. Sasha Wittig, not a big fan of letting go of 6th position either. And it's still pushing Manoram along, forced in 10th, Winkler in 11th, and Nissan's doing a good job keeping pace with the drivers ahead. And in fact, Fix is looking absolutely solid still. As I say that, he's just come up to a McLaren GT4, so that's given Seaver a bit of breathing space, not much, but that could be enough. Certainly breaks off the slipstream, and that is definitely not a bad thing to do around this track, that is for sure. Bear with me a minute, I'm going to leave the cameras on, back, quick pit stop for the commentary team, back in a moment. back just in time to see Michael Heumer trying to get himself back up closer to the top 10. The Mercedes driver, of course, we saw facing the wrong way on the exit to Le Cakes. They're certainly facing the right way into turn number 1. Not able to get it done. The slipstream pulling him along as soon as he has to punch through the air himself. That's it, game over. McLaren keeps him behind. And they're on almost identical pit stops as well. Oh, yellow flag for Krasov. So that is the Carlet racing car behind him. Oh, ends up pulling right out of the way there. Down into Seat. Oh, a little bit of a touch. Oh, a big wiggle though. Yeah, the Maserati not enjoying the contact there in the slightest. That nearly completely sent him off track. Heumer is still running close though. Where has he gone? Pal again, yellow flag through that final chicane. Definitely a bad habit you need to get rid of. Oh yeah, so it's just the Mercedes in general then. They really don't like this final chicane at all. No, they really don't like it. Let's see what Fix can do versus Sievert. Can he use this traffic that he's got just there? Oh, car going right off track here. The Alpine making his way clean off track to let the yep, just letting them both through, but yeah, getting himself well off track to do so. A more than generous amount of space. As we've jumped on board with this actually, just as they're going past. It is Heumer, sorry, apologies. I'm still trying to fix the echo that we're experiencing at the minute. I will figure it out as soon as I can. From Brooklyn with Love Studios, good evening, thank you for the follow, welcome into LFM. The ACC Drive Endurance Series. It's round number 2 at Barcelona. A very dark Barcelona. It's only 10 to 9 at night. It's absolutely pitch black out there. The driver's on. There is. Nope. Yeah, headlights absolutely required at this point in the race. So this is Fixing Sievert that we're watching for battles inside the top 10. Heumer still trying to get his way past Sakapura. And the race leader, he's got himself a very good gap. And he's managing to more than maintain it, as in fact he's about half a second a lap quicker on average than Kolosov at the minute. Let's see how much quicker the Mustang of Flamingo can go into turn 1. They've got a GT4 there as well, that's second place. Schumacher, oh that's a nice dive to the outside line, and he's got his nose in front as he head to the apex of the second part of this corner, but it's Sievert that manages to hold on, and he manages to fend off any cutback attempt by Fix because of the positioning through the first part of the corner complex there, but very nicely defended by Sievert. Oh, Whitting with a yellow flag. Nothing happening there. More flashing of the lights. Must be another GT4. That is, yeah, that's Schumacher watching the lights flash and watching this battle that we've been watching go on past. So into Le Cakes, there you go, just having a look down at these sector times. The Kreuzelberg really is getting the job done at the minute. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't beat the fastest lap yet, but his consistency is pretty impressive. Kolosov managing to stem the tide slightly and keep the gap in lap times down to about 3/10 of a second on that last one, but it's still 3/10 in the favour of Kreuzelberg. And we're already well into the second stint as well with the 48-minute stint timer. Drivers keeping on it. Of course, so if they came in, I mean, a lot of them came in at 40 minutes as well. Whoa! Big wiggle, that's how easily it's done at Barcelona. I was going to shout Olé there, like the Matador, that's almost what it is for some of these corners, especially in the cooler conditions, although it's still only got to 19 degrees, so it's not exactly, the temperature hasn't exactly tanked when the lights diminished. Oh no, that is, sorry, where did Fitch go? Oh, he's run a bit too deep, he got a bit close to Winch there. Couldn't quite make the overtake stick though. Ginetta and Alpine are going to continue going at it though. Just outside the top 5 in the GT4s. An absolutely dominant display by Petzold at the minute. We'll see what he does on his next pit stop. I did say we've got 2 cars that took much shorter pit stops than anyone else, so Just Fuel Winch is taken on, and so too Silverio. They've only taken on fuel as well, and I think that Manaram has taken on extra fuel to potentially do a cheeky little double stint on his tyres, or at least drive them for a bit longer, do a drive-through on his next one, and so too Christian Winkler. Another driver, 43 seconds on the pit stop. So yeah, definitely in there longer than anyone else. Kresselberg, 6 seconds is now the gap that he's got over Kolosov. Herpel looking good over Cyprus, and Zablo looking solid in 5th place. Still the closest battle we've got in the GT3s, Fix and Seaver dueling it for 8th place. Oh, although just as I say that, Diesel and Ziegler swap positions. With a whole lot of lights, light flashing, popping ceremony. Oh, straight, they're going to go 3 wide past the GT4 car, and he's going to try and get the move done again if he can, but he does not. Oh yes, he does, sorry. Diesel sends it back up the inside, but he invited the cutback, and the cutback invitation has been accepted. And Ziegler goes back up into 14th position. Marley Diesel now in 15th place. And it is Vimozar for Pit Speed Racing out for his first stint in the Porsche. He is catching up to these drivers that are battling away, and of course the GT4 traffic definitely going to help with that as well. Antal again, yellow flag through that final chicane. There's going to be drive-throughs. Oh yes, there it is. So fix. Let's get a fix of Mustang on Mustang action. So through turn 4, and it really is getting a lot darker, a lot quicker here. Not even at 9 PM yet. Let's get a cheeky look at the stint time left. So 17 minutes left. For Fix, I think he was about average. Yeah, 46 minutes he was out for. So he's got 17 minutes left. We're going to see cars potentially, well, we will see cars in a bit sooner than that, because we did see cars. Yeah, Petzold only did 42 minutes in his first stint in the GT4s. In the GT3, some of them down in the 47s. Campic with a 45, but they've been back in for no damage as well. Yeah, the driver's definitely settling into the rhythm at the minute. Let's head that we're on board with. There's Hoymer. Yeah, not out of that last corner. The Mercedes got, the McLaren's got him absolutely banged to rights. Let's see what Winkler can do on Force this time. These two were both a bit further up the order to start with. No, sorry, Winkler is up a position. Forst is back where he started. Yeah, so now the top 10. Sievert up 24 positions to 8th. Last two top 10 challenge. Manoram up to, other than that, the top 10 all back to where they started. Hoymer and Sakibura down spots. Hoymer, of course, we saw facing the wrong way. He did have a standard pit stop time, so... yeah, he did have a standard pit stop time, so I don't think we're going to see any fancy double stints. He might just come in and take on fuel on this one. Yeah, that might be the play. It is an interesting one, the 48-minute stint. It's definitely an interesting one. It's an interesting track to try and push 90 minutes out the tyres. Given the detriment they've got on the left-hand side, Councilman getting close again to the fastest lap. He's only 5,000ths. 5,000ths off the fastest lap himself, so he is absolutely moving there up at the front, and he is catching up to the back of the GT3 grid. Yeah, that's Diesel that he's catching up on. Oh, Hoymer, has he got it this time into turn 1? There is Petzold in the Maserati. Gets himself very nicely out of the way. We've still got a bit of pace, these GT4 cars. Clearly don't have as much grip though. That is Hoymer through. Bit of breathing space for Sakibura for the first time out of turn number 1 in quite a few laps. Down into Seat, he'll always be breathing a sigh of relief given the gap that he's got at the minute. To settle in for the rest of the stint, and it's all about the pit strategy now. I cannot wait to see what all the different teams do. I think, yeah, Silverio, you would think, is going to be coming in for a full service on the next one, because that is second stint on these tyres. Same with Roncano. The drivers ahead may well then. Oh, Fitch and Winch swapping positions. Oh, and Winch comes right back at him, then he just ran a bit deep, a bit too committed to the overtake there, not committed enough to keep it between the mayo and the mustard. And yep, he's got that one. Nicely done. Ginetta fans will be rejoicing. Another car that does sound very good. Cheeky bit of chase cam. No, we shouldn't. Oh, there we go. In fact, that was the McLaren that we were just watching in the battle with the Merc. I'm going to sail that one right past both of them. Fitch not able to keep up, it seems. Well, the Alpine not quite there. Let's see what they can do. Now, one of these two. Yeah, and of course, Winch is the driver that's out on old tyres. So that is a good job to get done. There goes the Mercedes past. Diesel still having a good race for RMD, but is losing a bit of time to Ziegler after that big double overtake. Hoymer still coming up on the back of Sakibura, but this time I'm not sure how close he's going to be out the last corner, so maybe a couple of laps before he's able to re-engage and attempt that overtake. Winkler and Force, the two Nissans, still got separation anxiety. Still absolutely on top of one another. Fix and Sievert are still pretty close to one another in 8th place. In fact, yeah, dipping down to a second there. Oh, Fitch and Winch could be at it again. Oh, Antal, is that sector 3? Yes, it is. If Antal gets the first drive-through for track limits, I'm not going to be overly surprised, I'm afraid to say. Oh yeah, Fitz keeping it close. Yeah, keep an eye on Fitch. I'm going to grab a glass of water. Bit of a wiggle there. Yep. Oh, he's ended up right off tracking on the new course there. A bit wide. We are back. Fully hydrated and ready to go. So the drivers by the look of it. In fact, we've got Sievert in and out of the pit. Oh well, yeah, that is very close. Yeah, 43 minutes for the first stint. for Sievert, so we'll see if Schleifer... Yes, it is Schleifer that's back behind the wheel. Let's just see where that will update. I did see someone else. No, I saw Winkler. Yeah, the two of them having a bit of fun off track, or I certainly looked at it from this angle. Hoymer and Sakibaru, 3 tenths between them. There's Forst coming out the pits. So that is Forst coming in to the pits. 47 minutes for the first stint. 43 for stint number 2. So a slightly shorter one this time around. Can't wait to see what happens. Well, yeah, Rancano obviously is going to take on more tyres, but then the rest of the GT4 field reacted their initial pit stop and only take fuel on this pit stop. So Ziegler, Force just exiting the pits. That was Ziegler flashing at. Oh, and that's a bit of damage. Rancano's in the pits, Petzold in the pits as well. Race leader from the GT4s, he is in. As Winch goes past as well, so they're all staying out. Winch is going to be in for a long one here. Fitch, yeah, because he was the driver that took 16 seconds, so yeah, he's going for a full pit stop here. Now I wonder then if they'll take on tyres and a whole lot of fuel and then not swap tyres at the next pit stop. Out with the final chicane, yellow flag for Antal. It's been the most consistent thing all night. Hoymer is in and out of the pits, 32 seconds, so full service for him. Ziegler's still out and running again. I think they're... Yeah, with that extra fuel, I mean, is that going to be enough to do? Yeah, a stint and a half. Run the tyres as long as possible. So yeah, Manaram and Winkler we need to watch. Well, certainly I need to watch for the pit stops and see how long they're in for. There is the GT4 race leader back out. He's going to come back 4th position. Third position, in fact. Does stay ahead of Silverio. Wow, Petzold is on a different level at the minute. Peña's coming into the pits, and Bajkowski down as well after getting the early contact. He's actually made back another position as Rizanov's for Alice team. The Alpine, they're down at the back. Oh, Bajkowski down's got a drive-through as well. Gregor Forst with the drive-through. So yeah, those track limits, I did wonder. This is another one of these tracks. It's so easy, as we've seen in qualifying and in the race, how far out on the curves they get. Herpel, Fisher Racing in Dominic Cypress in Kreuselberg and Kolosov. Zabo in 3rd. Manaram stays out and moves up. Sasha Whitting then, let's see, stays out as well for Khaled. So too does Christian Fix. Yeah, but yeah, there we go. As I thought, Winkler does come into the pits. Diesel on the way out. Herpel in, Sakibura is in, yep, so they're all flying into the pits now. Ziegler, one of the cars with a 40-second pit stop, Manaram the other one, so we'll see again. I'm going to keep a close eye on those two, Manaram and Ziegler. Manaram is still out. See Schumacher leading the way in the GT4s at the minute with Krasov in 2nd, but net leader Petzold back out with 3rd. Quick turnaround in the pits, not so quick for Rancano though. And confirmation as well, yeah, Petzold did do a full service pit stop. Rancano serving a drive-through. But yeah, Petzold did a full tyre and fuel. So nothing fancy. I mean, why would you if it's working so well, if you're gathering that much of a lead, are you really going to mess about your pit stop based on the drivers in 5th and 6th? Probably not. Gregor falls back in. Oh, so drive through out lap turns into an in lap to come in for the stint timer as Winkler exits the pits. Manaram comes in. So yeah, 40-second pit stop for Manaram first time around. Ziegler was the other one, I believe. Ziegler has just done a 32-second pit stop. So I wonder if that was A, a penalty, or B, they're trying to shorten the amount of fuel they need to put in at the end, but it would mean carrying more fuel and carrying more weight, which generally makes the car slightly slower. There's Fix coming in, Manaram is in, and stationary. We saw him coming in. There is the race leader. Dynamic Motorsports by Kalinic. We'll see if Busak comes out. That's past the halfway mark of the race. Three-hour race for this round. Yeah, an hour and 35 minutes gone. We'll see Krosselberg out from the start. Kolosov is solo. Yeah, Busak might come out of the wheel. Slafer is outside the top 5. So yeah, all the other top 5 are only solo drivers. And there is Slafer up to 7th place. So Slafer, after the pit stops there, Fix is coming past. Oh no, sorry, there's Fix there. Just coming out of the pit, so it's Fix that's dropping positions this time around. Fuji Bayashi comes out for Karen Racing as Michael Humer tries to go round the outside instantly. Fuji Bayashi is going to be on the colder tyres. He's managing to make it stick at the minute though. What is going to happen on the exit to turn number 3 though? That is the big old question you've got to ask yourself now. Oh, and it's not going to be much. The McLaren, sorry. Yeah, absolutely on point with the line, and that keeps the Merc firmly tucked in. Very nicely done. So yeah, some good moves there. Can Fuji Bayashi though get the tyres up to temp and fend off Humer? That might be easier said than done. Gary Head into the pits for Apex Predators. Antal is still, we did see Krasov, sorry, that's who I was looking. Krasov comes in from the net lead. And that puts Petzold instantly back up into the lead, so he was closing in handily on those drivers as well anyway. That's Apex coming out of the pits. Krasov is stationary. Schumacher coming round the last corner. It's going to be close between these two once again. This podium battle certainly not decided. Heimer trying to go past Fuji Bayashi. Doesn't quite make it stick there, but Krasov does get overtaken by Schumacher while stationary in the pits. Heimer is all over the back. I think there was a bit of interaction with some GT4s through that final chicane. Oh, and he sends one up the outside line again. He's got the nose, he's got the corner opened up nicely. Is he going to be able to make it stick? It did look like he ran just a bit too deep, carrying too much pace to hold that line, and up the hill they go, and it is still Fuji Bayashi warming the tyres and holding the positions. 11th place, and it's been a good race for Fuji Bayashi, holding on to the start position of 11th place for the Kieran Racing team. Heimer down 6 positions. He was down 10 at one point, so he's had a great comeback drive. Winkler, Manaram and Schlafer, of course, the 3 drivers that have gained positions in the top 10. Christian Fix is down a position but still in the top 10. Laugenberg, Zabo, Beckman, Herpel, Kolosov and Busak leading the way, all where they qualified. So yeah, after an hour and a half, the top 7 fairly unchanged. The rest of the field. Oh, and that is contact between the two of them. That's a lot of momentum left. You can see the Mercedes there backing out with it on the exit to Lakaksis, so as not to take advantage of that contact. Just a bit later on the brakes, and getting very close. A little bit of a tap, but thankfully no one's facing the wrong way. So Petzold, and Tal, sector 3, yep. Ooh, over that pit entrance line, that might be a slap on the wrists. Yeah, you do need to be careful with those entrance curves, you can't violate those track limits at all. As per the driver's handbook, let's see what Krasov can do to try and close up on Schumacher. It was a solid battle between the two of them, and in the opening exchanges it looked like Krasov might have the pace to hold the position, but certainly since that first pit stop, as the race leader, the GT3 race leader goes past, Krasov is a fair bit down the road on Schumacher at the minute, so needs a really big stint here to try and close that gap. We've still got the battle between Heumer and Fujibayashi, and it's still an absolute battle as they head out of Kamsa into Lakaksis. We've seen the Mercedes try it here already. He is going to the inside line, he's going to send it up the inside. Is it a brave move? Is he going to open himself up to the cutback? No, he's not. Very nicely done on the brakes. So yeah, safe to say Fujibayashi's tyres would have been well within the window by then, and that is nicely done on the brakes by the Mercedes. Heumer looking to make back as many positions as he can, now down 5 on where he started. Got an hour and 19 and 1 planned pit stop left. I always do like to throw the word planned in there just in case. We've got a follow from Stint. Not quite sure how to pronounce that. Feel free to chuck a pronunciation in the chat though. And yeah, good evening to everyone on YouTube as well. I hope you're enjoying the action. Get yourself involved. Race room's been added. There's never been a better time to get signed up to LFM. They've got open wheelers and all kinds of delights over the season, so make sure you get signed up and get involved. We're here for round 2 of the ACC Drive Endurance Series. Oh, and an interesting little development then. We've got Dustin Herpel for new engine. He maybe did get a new engine in the pit stop because he's just set the fastest lap of the race with a low 1 minute 43.2. I think somewhere in the region of a couple of thousandths quicker than Kolosov's lap, but he is catching up as well. Again, the traffic does come thick and fast, and I do mean thick around this course because the racing can be so close for so long. The cars come up against groups of cars, so you'll get 4th, 5th and 6th and 7th from the GT3s come up in a battle between 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th in the GT4s, and it's it's an absolute masterclass in traffic management, the way the drivers get through them. And early flash in there. Let the Porsche know. That's GT3 blue flag in fact. Nicely done. Through the go, and yeah, Herpel will be keen to take advantage of this. He's clearly got the pace out of the top 3 at the minute, and in fact is going quicker than Busick. So yeah, Busick has come out for Dynamic Motorsports. That answers that question. He will be doing the second half of the race, or at least he'll be doing a stint. Wind up, temperature down. So 18 degree track temperature, 9 km/h wind. Directly in the face as you hit the braking zone of turn number 1. Oh, and just ahead, that's a battle between the GT3s. Oh no, that's the McLaren GT3. Just getting out of the way of Schumacher, in fact. So Schumacher lapping some of the other GT4s and still putting a hurting on Krasov. That gap now up to 19 seconds. No one else doing anything fancy with their pit stops on that go around, although Bergamus was in for 51 seconds. The Alpine down a couple of spots on where they started, outside the top 10. So we'll see what the Alice team can do. They were carrying a bit of damage, so they've potentially gone for a more fuel. Maybe just take a drive-through or take some more fuel on the next pit stop. Try and claw back some position. Silverio was in for 40 seconds as well, which is a bit longer than the normal. The rest of the GT4 is pretty much bang on 32 seconds. No funkiness going on with the pit stops in the GT3s. There was a couple of them with an extra 10 seconds in the first round of pit stops. No one matching that in the second round. Everyone just straight in for the same amount of tyres and fuel. Definitely makes sense. Keep the average weight of the car down. Should mean your average lap time is quicker with less weight in the machine. That keeps it nice and easy and consistent to manage. We've got a solid little battle going on here. Gorlick trying to go past Vimazar for PSR, and he does send that right up the inside there, much later on the brakes for the Ferrari. And that is Gorlick making back a position. Oh, sorry, making more positions. Up to 4th place, sorry. Yeah, Gorlick is the car that's up. It's Winkler that is down the 5 spots and not too far behind this battle himself. That's the Audi GT4 that we saw in trouble early doors. Good to see they're still out and running though. Bajkowski Downs with the damage stop and a stop for a drive-through. A good drive by them. Where is Vimazar? Because that is starting to look ever closer. Oh! Wow, the back of that Porsche looked a bit lively on the screen there. That's how to warm your tyres up very quickly indeed. So the PSR car has a GS RMD, and they've got some pace as well. They're down on where they started. I expect them to definitely put up a battle for further positions. Bestie Winkler, 14th place, closing up on Gorlick as they close up on more GT4 traffic. That is Silverio. Oh no, my apologies, it's not Silverio. It's Richard Fitch. No, in fact, it's not. Where is the Aston? Oh, it's Ranillo. Right, okay, wow, so they have dropped down a couple of positions. Up one on where he's qualified, certainly, but has dropped a few positions on where he started in the race. Nicely done through there though. It is still Petzold leading the way for the Dynamic MS youngster. Schumacher in second for Firefly Krasov. Oh, there he is for Ford Club in 3rd place. We've got LK in 4th, with Richard Fitch in 5th place. Ranillo in 6th for Akebua. Then it is Aster in 7th. More lights flashing there. Zakar in 8th place. Apex in 9th place now, with Grumper behind the wheel for Lunar Racing in 10th position in the GT4s, up 3, so they're Alpine, having a very good race. Too Fast, Too Maniac, they're still running where they started in 11th. Bergamus down 2 to 12th for Alice. Then it's Bajkowski Downs, of course, down a position with those 2 early pit stops. We're certainly catching back up to the rest of the field. And Pere Peñas as well, a monster stop for damage. Currently 8 laps down on the leader and 2 laps down on the GT4 leader. In fact, sorry, 3 laps down on the GT4 leader. So might catch back up to them before the end of the race. That's probably the challenge at the minute. Let's see what's happening with Fujibayashi. We've seen how good he is defensively. Made one slight mistake, found himself behind the Mercedes, but has in no way, shape or form given up on any ambitions of that 11th position at the expense of Michael Humar. Christian Fix in 10th place. Yeah, 5 seconds up the road. Wow, Kolosov, Herpel and Busak. Ah, the Aston's got a terrible rear camera. Okay, three-way battle for the lead of the race then. Anyone? Anyone? Yep, okay, let's dive right in. Two Astons and a Mustang met at Barcelona. Yep, enter your predictions here. Hour and 10 minutes left to go. A bit of the stint left to go as well. And through Sector 3, it is as close as it has been since the formation lap. Oh, and that's going to spin the Mercedes. He's straightened it back up again. That is certainly going to slow down Herpel, and that's going to give Busak a bit of breathing space. Again, terrible rear camera. I do insist on jumping on it though, so let's go on board with the Aston so we can see in the rear view mirror just how much that's dropped Herpel back. Oh, most inopportune time for that to happen to Herpel, that's for sure. 1 minute 43.2, still got the fastest lap of the race, and he has only just set it, so he's definitely the driver with pace at this point in the race, and Busak is definitely suffering. His last lap was half a second quicker than the two behind him, but I think that was more down to the little contact that we've seen. There is Petzold in the Maserati ahead of them. Oh, there's been a bit of contact with first and second. First in the GT4, second in the GT3s, and here comes a change in second place in the GT3s. They go side by side on the way up into fourth, and it's going to be Herpel that ends up inside. A bit of door banging on the way through, a whole lot of light flashing on the way out, but it is Dustin Herpel who's gotten himself up into second place. The lights still furiously flashing from Kolosov. Don't think he's going to let that one go anytime soon. We'll see if any penalties do come in for either of them. I'm glad I'm just a oh my goodness me. Yeah, that is my one major downfall with this technology. Yeah, apologies for that. I do get caught up in the replay sometimes, and then more action happens and I forget to switch it back on, so apologies to everyone that's been watching. But there we go, we've got the relatives back up on screen now. And yeah, just in time as well, as we've got these three still battling away. Busak making the most of that little contact with the GT4 car between these two, sorry. That's left them less than half a second apart, with Busak now with 1.3 seconds of a gap. How much can he work that before the next pit stop? He was only a tenth slower than Herpel on that last lap, but these two are clearly quicker, and the sector times absolutely backing that up. So yeah, sometimes bringing in a second or third driver, depending on who they're up against, it could really change the complex of the race, the complexion of the race. My goodness me. Failing worse than my directorial skills. But into La Caixa, it's Kolosov and Busak that are sandwiching the Mustang. The two Astons trying to get their way back up to the top of the field, but Dustin Herpel certainly got different ideas when it comes to that. He's really got that Mustang absolutely dialed in, setting quickest lap after quickest lap. And they're down in the 44s. The track, as I say, at 9 km/h wind and that 18-degree track temperature. Yeah, it's amazing how much the Mercedes are struggling through there, given the way the Astons and the Mustangs are managing it. It shows you just how long the nose of the Mercedes is. It really is absolutely mammoth. And yeah, we've seen Antal, who I don't think is in the race. Oh no, where is Antal? Swap with Penzez. Yes. Yeah, so this Mercedes in particular really has struggled through sector number 3. Kolosov still keep in touch with the two ahead, but the two ahead are determined to be very ahead very soon. No, never mind that. Kolosov within 4/10. It's now an absolutely equal gap front and back for the three of them, as they head into Seat and the dynamic driver of Busak. Let's have a cheeky little look. Oh yeah, still got 29 minutes left of his stint. We've jumped onto the wrong camera there. 26 minutes left. And 29 minutes left. So 29 minutes, 25, 26 minutes, and 29 minutes. So yeah, Herpel's going to be in the pits next. Based on that, they might all come in at roughly the same time, because that's going to take them obviously more than close enough, or within the final pit stint timer, which would be 48 minutes. As long as they can get to less than 48 minutes in the race left, they'll be able to come in. And that's going to take them 29 more minutes. So yeah, we might. I've been promising all race we might see someone do a double stint. We might. That'll be just sort of 90 minutes left to do it on track. It'll be pushing it, but quick splash and dash with the fuel. Oh, the race lead could change hands here. Oh, there's a bit of door banging there. There's another bit of door banging for Herpel, and it's advanced him another position as they go side by side with the GT4 on the outside. Or has it advanced him a position? Is Busak going to be able to take it back? Yes, he is. And he closes the door firmly, using that GT4 traffic as wisely as possible. Another bit of door banging, and that's going to see Kolosov surely take a higher podium position. No, it's not. He almost got the slingshot on the Mustang there. Oh, the Mustang with a much tighter turn around turn number 5, heading up to Worth. It's going to be Busak that is still in the lead. Herpel holding on. He's now holding on to second place rather than challenging for first. He is holding on to second. He's only just holding on to it as Kolosov looks to go round the outside the Kamsa. Nope, that's what I thought as well. Is he going to get it done on the exit though, along into Lakeksa? No slipstream advantage taken by Herpel. He's going to go early on the defensive line. He's going to leave the Aston Martin to go round the outside. Not the easiest thing to do given it's such a tight corner, but they're going to stay. But Kolosov positioning the car perfectly. Just as I say that, he drops back a bit through turn 12. So through Bankstand the Ball and down into Eurocar. Oh, and he's really avoided that sausage curb this time. The Aston piles right back into that rear view mirror as the race leader says, thank you very much, racers. I will disappear off and give no one any slipstream. He did offer on the way into Lakeksa. Busak was certainly offering the slipstream to Herpel. Herpel declined, and he now finds himself with none ahead of him and plenty behind him as the Aston Martin of Kolosov sends it up the inside of turn number 1 and gets the job done. We've seen the Aston with some good moves on the brakes into turn 1 already, and that is another one for Kolosov. So Herpel, still the fastest driver on track, now finds himself back down into third position. Schleifer, who is back on the charge as well, back out in 8th place, looking to get past Carl at race. It's Laugenberg, and in fact might just be about, no, not quite about to get that done, and Winkler as well. Trying to get past Gorlick. Fujibayashi has been left behind a bit by Michael Humer, who is closing up on Fix. Sorry, jumping about a bit there. There is Heumer there. Zabo going quickly. Oh, Herpel going very quickly indeed. Another one into Lakeksa. Anyone? Not this time. There is the Audi once again. The top 3 absolutely synchronised. The Audi just popping, just holding this line, and the 3 cars just popping it in and out of the train. as they head through the final chicane. Absolutely solid sparks flying from all three cars. Well, all three of them with a good apex there, although it is a slightly better one by Kolosov by the look of it, and he is starting to put a bit of a gap between himself and Herpel. Is he closing the gap on Busak ahead? They're closing up on a pour, so it's going to be a tricky one on the way through. Oh, it's only going to be tricky for Kolosov. Dives to the inside, so yeah, very nicely done by the GT4 car, but it was Busak that definitely got there first. Got that absolutely nailed on. So 12 minutes left to go, and we'll reach 48 minutes left, which means the drivers can come in and make their final planned pit stop. So this one is going to be absolutely entrenched, and you would think, as we've seen, that it's going to be Dennis Herpel that's going to be the most keen to get himself ahead of this group, given that he's going to have to come in at least 3 minutes earlier than the drivers ahead. They might all match one another at this stage, of course. Oh, he's gone for up the inside. They've made contact, and it's going to put Herpel right back in the lead of the race. Or is it? No, it's not. A bit of door banging again through the cakes, but this time it is Kolosov that dishes out the sharing of the paint and changing of the wing mirrors. There is a changing of the guard as Busak for the first time finds Dynamic MC Motorsport down in to third place. So this will be a replay of it. I know it's very, very dark on track, but we can clearly see, oh yeah, the Aston sends it full inside. He got in for the cutback, didn't quite find the room, and yeah, a bit of a touch between the two of them, and that is a position swapped up at the top. It puts Herpel though in the second place. He must have thought his Christmases and birthdays had come at once there when those two touched doors, but it is Kolosov that did manage to hold on to the race lead. Herpel then in second for New Engine, and that's Dynamic Motorsports for the first time off of the top spot of the timing tower in third place. Fisher Racing are in fourth position, with Zabo still running in fifth place for LMLM Racing. Manaram for close quarter, up that 2 spots, still got sixth place with Calet Racing in seventh. Best position, they are up to 8th place with Fisher Racing Academy up to 9th position. Christian Fix for Flamingo rounding out the top 10 in the GT3s. In the GT4s, it has been a masterful display once again. Didn't quite bring home the race win in round number 1 after an incredible strategy call by Ford Racing, but they are comfortably leading the way at the moment. And only got an hour left to go, 2/3 of the way there. It was Yannick Schumacher for Firefly. They'll be very happy with this result. A bit of a yo-yo race last time out, saw them finishing outside the top 5, a podium absolutely on the cards, given the pace being shown at the minute by the drivers that are out on track. Krasov driving on his own today, doesn't have Nikolai Polyakov, so driving solo. The Ford Racing car down from second place, running in third. We've got LK Motorsport in fourth place still, with Richard Fitch in fifth. It's then Akibua in sixth position, Aster in seventh, Zaka in 8th place, Apex in 9th, and Lunar Racing rounding out the top 10 for the GT4s. Kevin Moirauther, good race for him, did drop a few positions at the start, but back up to 11th. Bergamas down 2 into 12th for Alice, and bring up the rear of the field is Peñas. Oh no, sorry, Peñas and Bajkowski down, the last 2 runners. Yeah, so the GT3s have completely separated themselves from the GT4s at this point. There was a couple of them that were a lap or 2 down. But they are back on to the same laps, or not the same laps, sorry, they're back up with... Oh, Manaram facing the wrong way. Manaram facing the wrong way. Well, just as we're talking about what a solid race he's had, we'll find him on the wrong side of the track. Oh, the GT4 just got a bit unsettled on the curbs. Oh, and that's Kolosov. Krasov, sorry. Oh no, it's not, it's 411. Oh, it was Peñas, that's how dark it is, yes, so it was Peñas. So yeah, you can see he just gets unsettled on the curves, can't steer in, and both of them end up facing the wrong way. So unfortunate one there, so yeah, sorry, Krasov is absolutely fine, still running in third. And Petzold still absolutely running away with it, finding the grip at the absolute last moment there. It's amazing how he sticks the back end of that car out. Pit window's going to be opening very soon as well. As I say, they only need to do a 48-minute stint, so 7 minutes from now. Anyone that comes in can run to the end. Oh, and just as I say that, Penzé's coming in. So that is going to be another stop still required. Oh, that is unfortunate for the team. Their stint time has run out when it did. Let's see what's going on here then. Kolosov now 2.8 seconds ahead. Yeah, so he has got himself a bit of a lead going on. I actually think that was Kolosov as a dark Aston Martin, but Penzé's coming out the pits just ahead of them as well. So there is Armamentario now in the lead, New Engine in second, Dynamic Motorsports by Kalinch in third. 18 minutes left of his stint. We've got the Mustang with steering wheel in the way. 14 minutes left. Kolosov with 17. So 14 minutes for Herpel to come in the pits again. That'll take him well past the 48-minute mark. Keep him absolutely on strategy to try and assault for the race win. They're actually now catching up to that Fujibayashi. Yes, indeed it is. So he's being blue flagged. Oh, and they've got the GT4 Audi right in the middle of Worth as well. There's only so many places they can go. He's got two wheels out on the grass. That's going to compromise his run massively, but I think that let the blue flag through there. So they all did somewhat survive. Let's see if Busak is managing to hold pace. Yeah, they're right in the right in the thick of things with the GT4 traffic, and he too looking to put a lap up on Fujibayashi. But all the while he's dropping time to Herpel, who's dropping time to Kolosov. Kolosov now 3 seconds up the road, Busak 2.6. Oh, there you go, Fujibayashi quickly moving out of the way on the start-finish straight. Nicely done. Let's see if Dynamics can catch back up. Herpel still losing a bit of time there. Slafer is re-engaged with Laugenberg, the Carlton Racing driver, looking to hold on to 7th position, at least until he gets into the pits, you would think. And then go at it again for that final stint. But Laugenberg, they started in 7th, they're holding on to 7th. Slafer started at the very back of the grid, has comfortably made his way past the GT3s and past 12. Sorry, 11 so far. 11 GT3 cars. So an absolutely solid run for Slafer and the team at the minute. Oh, he's really hit that sausage gear on the way to the final chicane. That Eurocar one. Oh. Yeah, there you go. That is how easy it is to lose a whole lot of time at Barcelona. Two identical cars, two different interactions with the curb, and two massively different lap times, and an increased difference between the two of them into that turn 1 braking zone. Slafer's only saving grace here is there is a GT4 just, and there's always a GT4 just ahead of them at this course. Oh, yep, and already Laugenberg making his way past, so too does Slafer. Yeah, but that's not an exit that Slafer can be making. That is, as you can see, cost him huge amounts of time. Sorry, Heumer in 11th place, closing up on Fix still. He's definitely leaving Fujibayashi behind. Now 10 seconds of a difference there, so Heumer definitely on the ascendancy in this stint as well. Still down in net 5 positions, but lap times certainly close to the drivers up in the top 5. So definitely the possibility of seeing more overtakes there. Let me just check. Thank you for the follow, MGS Youths. Welcome in. It's round number 2. Oh, and it is still very close between Slafer and Laugenberg. He's closed right back up again. Very nice. Let's jump back on board there. We got on board so we get some light on the subject. You can see it very dark out there. 10 to 10 local time at night. The track temperature has held some, although it is Spain. It might be dark, but I'm sure it is very warm. Still 18 degrees, so it's only dropped from 21. Dropped 2 degrees in the first stint, and then it's only dropped 1 degree since. So yeah, definitely in the driver's favour. Oh, he looks like he's run deep there. Let's get the helicam. Yeah, ran very deep there. That's definitely cost him time. It's another GT4 that they're going past. We've got Heumer with N810s. He's looking close. The GT4s are well spread out at the minute. Schumacher absolutely getting the job done on Krasov, but Petzold has doubled the gap between Schumacher and Krasov. He's 41 seconds up the road. Ragnow is trying to claw his way back to Fitch and Meccano as well after that extra trip into the pits for the McLaren driver. He's trying to break his way back towards the top 5, but it does look like an ever more difficult task. We're still on board with the Merc. Is Heumer. He is looking to get back some spots. 5 down. Started in 6th place. Oh, look how much later he is able to get on the brakes in that Mercedes. That is the GT4 leader ahead of them, Petzold. There's definitely easier parts of the track. And he's almost trying to go right up the inside there. Is that a GT4? Oh, is that Kolosov that's just come through there? It is. I was all confused there for a moment, but that's Kolosov. So that's what the blue flags are. So that was Kolosov making his way. So the race leader coming out with absolutely no place to come sailing past. So that's going to be a bit more building for Heumer to do. As you can see, 2 sets of headlights ahead of him, and one of them in the first set is the race leader, so he needs to do a bit of work to catch back up. Schlafer has done a bit of work to catch back up as well. Look how close these two are through camps once again. Are we going to see Any of the cakes to side by sides, or is he going to save it for turn number 1? Nowhere near close enough into the cakes at this time around. Through tricky sector 3, both in the same machinery though. So it's all about who hits their marks. Maybe a little bit much pace there by the Mustang driver, but an extra dab of brakes keeps him on the curb and on the line he wanted to be on. Both of them now actively avoiding the sausage curbs. Yep, keep it smooth over the red lights. They're maybe even driving penalties. Oh, he's coming in the pits. Now with 46 minutes to go, it's Schleifer that comes into the pits. And of course they did have a couple of shorter stints, 43 and 45 minutes. So they will be coming to the end of their stint. So that is Schleifer in. Winkler goes past Kolosov. He's still got 10 minutes left of his stint. Herpel has got 6 minutes left. Yep. So Herpel's got 6 minutes left. That's going to take him to 39 minutes left of the race. That would be 70, 80 odd minutes on one set of tyres. It's just about doable. Although it's Barcelona, the left tyre killer. Busick coming in to the pits for their final planned pit stop as well. There is Beckman. Comes round the last corner. So yeah, Busick coming in earlier than... much earlier than he needed to. Still had 9 minutes left. We'll see if it's himself or Krauselberg that comes back out of the pits. As Gies making up some spots as Michael Heumer comes in to the pits as well. Lee Petzold was another driver that took some early stops. We'll see if he comes in. Winch has come in from the GT4s. Peñas has come in from the GT4s as well. He's in turn number 5 at the minute. Grumper, oh yeah, Yannick Schumacher, so lapping Grumper. Heumer comes out of the pits as Vimanar is stationary. We'll jump on board and see what the stint timer for Lee Petzold is. As soon as he turns left again at the top of the hill, we'll be able to see. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left, so yeah, theoretically, well, not theoretically, he could do another lap. He's got 3 minutes left. That'll get him more than enough to the end of this lap, and then one more. But although in saying that, I was going to say he could well come into the pit stops now. The way the back end of that car is stepping out, we wouldn't be surprised if he did. And that's why I'm a commentator and he is a championship leading driver. He is staying out for that extra lap. Trying to make the most out of the tyres. Laugenberg, let's see. Hertel's coming to the pits. Beckman's in as well. Szabo stayed out. It's Tim Kreuselberg that's come back out. He's come back out in 6th position. Where is Herpel? Herpel is stationary. Kreuselberg with the quick turnaround in the pits as well. 32 seconds. Coming through Banks and the Ball. Herpel still stationary. He's been dropped though. Wow. That's a big change. That is a big change around in the running order. How have they managed that? Kreuselberg, 32 seconds stationary with a driver swap. Herpel is out and into turn number 1 by an absolute light year. Six and a half seconds is the gap. Oh, he's struggling to get those tyres into the window already. I'll tell you what, yeah, Herpel. He's come out behind Manaram, who still needs to pit. He won't have leg. In fact, this will be the last lap of his stint, surely. We'll jump on board and see. Let's, why not? Quickly. Yeah, 42 minutes there. Oh no, so he's got 5 minutes left. So he's got 5 minutes left. This is played right into the hand of Kreuselberg. The cameraman clearly isn't. There we go. Through camps, flash these lights. Oh wow, if ever he was going to close this gap, now is the time. Herpel still holding the fastest lap moniker. He is furiously flashing these lights at Manaram, but yeah, under the current conditions, there is no impetus on him to move over, although he has done. As soon as I look away, Manaram is now behind. And is that the Mercedes of Heumann? I believe it is. There's Manaram coming into the pits as expected. Michael Heumann then, yes, so that was the Mercedes involved in a battle. He's back out in 15th, but of course more pit stops to take. So see a GS come in. There's Petzold coming in from the lead of the GT4s, and just like the last time around, Schumacher will assume on track lead of the race. There is Krasov, who has taken a pit stop. So that's him out running to the end, so we'll see how close he can get. Basti Winkler exits the pits. It's all changing. Winkler down 5, but we shall ignore that for the minute until more pit stops have been taken as Fix comes in. Oof, and that's a foray off the track for Winkler's teammate Forst. They've already had a drive-through for track limits. Definitely don't want to be picking up another one. Pens is into the pits as well, so quick turnaround. Get those pit stops done and out the way. Petzold back out in second place. Yeah, so keeping the big gap on Krasov. It's all down to when Schumacher now pits. Manaram exits the pits, he's back out. Is that confirmed 8th position? He is, because Fix is stationary. Fujibayashi is in as well. Kolosov is into the pits. Let's see what Zabel does. Stays out. Dennis Herpel into the final chicane. Kolosov is the car stationary. Nope, he's moving. Kolosov is moving. So too though is Herpel. Not close enough. Kolosov is going to come back out in the lead of the race. So Herpel getting a good gap over Kreuzelberg through the pit stops. But it is Kolosov who is net leader of the race. Zabel will still need to come into the pits as Fix exits the pits. He is held on to 10th position. Oh no, oh well, is he going to hold on to 10th position? No, he's 10th position out of the pits. He's got Heumer just behind him. Fujibayashi exits the pits just behind Kampik, and that Mercedes going to be on much warmer time. Oh, so close. We climbed into the passenger seat there of the Mustang, the driver's seat, sorry. Of course, they drive on the wrong side of the road. So that's the driver's side. There on the left, and yeah, very much in the lap of the driver there, but the Mustang does hold on despite being on cold tyres. Kolosov then confirmed 3 seconds ahead of Herpel, who's now 4 seconds ahead of Kreuzelberg. Oh, he's got a yellow flag. So this is heading up into Wurth. Oh, wow. That is some weird drifting understeer type scenario there. Put the foot down and the car just didn't turn. Wouldn't turn under acceleration, and that is definitely a problem through that corner. Heumer definitely causing a problem for Fix at the minute. Fix's tyres are going to be closer to the window. It's Mustang v Mercedes. There's Zabel into the pits. Laugenberg in as well. As one of the Aston Martin GT4s exits the pits. These two safely tucked in again through turn number 1. Cyprus goes past for Fisher Racing. Good race for them. That's them running still in 4th position. Zabo has been overtaken by Laugenberg. Laugenberg's just coming to a stop. Manaram is out, so is Seaver and Winkler. Fix, we'll see what happens when these last pit stops are finalised. Zabo's moving, Laugenberg stationary, so yeah, that's Zabo back up to 5th. Where's Manaram? Through the final chicane, so Zabo is going to hold on to 5th position at the start of his final stint. 36 minutes left to go. It doesn't look like anyone tried anything too fancy with the pit stop. Silverio and Rancano, in fact, only in for 11 and 14 seconds each, so that's a quick splash and dash. And Denisenko as well for Zakar Racing, quick splash and dash for them. So saving 20 seconds on their pit stop. But of course going to be sacrificing some tyres for the end of the GT4s. I'm pretty sure their tyres can last 90 minutes, no problem, especially at 17 degrees. There's not really much going on temperature wise. Sorry, I mean graining and blistering wise is what I mean. As we get to 10 minutes left to go. Sorry, 10 PM it is, with 35 minutes left to go. Round number 2 of the ACC Drive Endurance Series from LFM. Get yourself onto the website and get signed up. You've got a whole plethora of racing over the season, and of course, most importantly, they've added race room integration. Best sim on the market. The thing is so much fun. And yeah, the F4s will definitely teach him a break. We've got Hoymer. Still down 5 positions on where they started, so he will be chasing to try and catch them back up. Got very close to fix out the pits. Oh, Kampic swapping positions then. Bostelman out for pit speed racing. He's taking the spot. They're back to where they started, in fact, in 16th place, so good drive by them. Diesel as well. Still running in 15th. Kampic on his way out of the pits. Antal, of course, one of the drivers with a drive-through. We've seen 2 for Rancano so far, picking up more than their fair share. Stop go 32nd for Bergamins. That's been served as well. Forced with a drive-through for track limit. Still running in 13th though. That's not too bad considering how close the field is. Kolosov, oh, Kreiselberg with a yellow flag. That looks like a bit of damage. That might have been from the previous incident. Oh yeah, so already carrying the damage by then. Yeah, so I think this is the one. Oh yeah, ended up off track and bouncing off the wall, of course. There's so much going on, apparently it's easy for me to forget what we've seen, but yeah, another quick look there at what has caused the damage on the Dynamic Motorsports car. Long time race leaders, now 12 seconds down, and Dominic Cyprus only 10 seconds back for Fisher Racing. Could see an interesting charge through the field for them. Hoymer in 11th place. Still keeping pace with Fix. You think at this point it's going to be fully focused on just getting this one spot back. It's a fair bit up the road to Winkler. And yeah, Louis Petzold again. He's had very little camera time. He's been absolutely flying. Let's actually see the car very, very, very dark now out on track. And that is the temperature down another degree, so it has finally hit 17. Watch this, it'll drop another 2 or 3 degrees in the next 32 minutes. It's been a bit of a slow burner at the minute. Oh, Hoymer with a yellow flag. Well, I think there's a couple of cars being caught up in this. So Hoyman, yeah, no, that's not a GT4 ahead of him at the minute. So into turn number 1, oh, right out on those outside curves, and the back of the Mercedes just giving, the back of the Mercedes just giving up on him, and taking him out into the dusty stuff and inevitably into the wall. There's not much escape at that pace, and that is Sakibura that is now behind them. That was quite the battle that these two had, certainly Sakibura's teammate. When he was behind the wheel, he now finds himself with a damaged Mercedes ahead of him, and this could be one back for the McLaren. This would get them back to where they started, back up to 11th, which ain't too shabby in this field, that's for absolutely sure. So with 30 minutes to go, it's all to do for Hoymer, holding on to 11th, was looking to get back into the top 10. He's now got an absolute scrap on his hands if he's going to hold on to 11, that is for sure. Kolosov and Herpel still the top two, 4 seconds separating them at the minute. Kreiselberg trying to get close to Herpel, but 13 seconds behind with 30 minutes to go, and their average lap times at the minute definitely in Herpel's favour. Oh, and he's coming to the pits. Hoymer erring on the side of caution and coming into the pits. Unless he cruelly picked up a drive-through for the off-track, does have a bit of damage, but yeah, maybe decide just to play it safe. And he has taken the fastest lap, 43.090. Yeah, that is a very good lap indeed. So Kolosov now stamping his authority up at the front of the field. That's Hoymer still in the pits, but yeah, Kolosov is the driver we're going to watch in a minute, and Herpel as well. So 4.1, Herpel was the fastest driver in the previous stint. Kolosov now smashing that record with a 43.0. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a 42 in the closing stages. Hoymer still in the pits. That's Apex Predators gained a position there. Samurai Racing Team, they're a couple of laps down, so Hoymer won't drop any more unless he's on his way back out. 47 seconds, so yeah, there was a bit of damage there that they were carrying. It can certainly fairly rapidly gather up. Much like the gap that this Maserati's got over the rest of the GT4s, this has been an absolute masterclass from Petzl. 49 seconds ahead, in fact, of the McLaren, which is currently absolutely swamped by GT3s. Once again, it's Yannick Schumacher for Firefly. They'll be definitely more than happy with this result, though, given they were only just inside the top 10 last week. The podium finish is not bad, especially at a track where the Maserati seems to dominate, and they've got one behind them. The one behind them, Ford Club, who brought the race win home last week. So this is going to shake up the standings going into round number 3, which is what you love to see. My radar is close. Wittig, in fact, let's jump on there. Unless my eyes deceive me. Oh, so 7 just in fact. Right, okay, so they've got a blue flag Ferrari in there as well. But yes, and they've got a GT4. Ooh, leader, Petzold, who is tucked in there as well. He was almost tucked into the front of that car. Yeah, full flashing lights from Wittig for Khaled. They'll be looking to make back a spot. They're currently running in 8th, so yeah, I mean, you at least want to finish at least equal to where you started in quali. Wittig and the team at the minute down one place on where they qualified. And Sievert ahead again, started right at the back of the whole field, and is now up to 7th place. There we go, blue flag getting out of the way. Let's see that gap Whitting. Yeah, he is. Sievert is escaping away. Oh yeah, that's now up to 2.3 seconds. That's really worked in his favour. I don't know why he's flashed his lights like that. It's a blue flag, but there we go. And yeah, the field monstrously spread out at the minute. Have absolutely settled into their groove over the first 2.5 hours. Been a couple of little contacts here and there with the blue, with the different classes, but on the whole, it has been absolutely spot on. The drivers definitely getting into a rhythm of one another pretty quickly. Herpel, as I say, 4.6 seconds down, 17 seconds back is Dynamic Motorsports. Fisher Racing in 4th still, with LMLM in 5th position. Manaram behind the wheel for close quarter racing has got 6th with best position in 7th. It's Carlet Racing in 8th place, with Fisher Racing in 9th, and Flamingo again rounding out the top 10 for the GT3s. Louis Petzold still putting in the quickest laps, it is safe to say, in the GT4 class. Absolutely moving at the minute, 6/10 quicker than anyone else in the field. And Yannick Schumacher, the driver that is 6/10 a lap slower, is quicker than anyone else in the GT4 field. So these two head and shoulders above the rest, but it is Louis Petzold that stands proudly atop the top step at the minute. Oh, Sakibura into the pits. Oh, that might be a drive-through. Or just clearing the stint timer. Yeah, drive-through penalty for track limits. Oh, so Sakibura tumbling down the order. Wittig looks like he's catching back up to Sievert. Oh, big yellow flag. Oh, Sakibura comes back out just ahead of Diesel. Ooh, that's going to be an interesting one for the tyres of Sakibura's McLaren. Diesel's is going to be, well, he would certainly hope, you would hope he'd be absolutely in the pressure window. Whereas a drive-through at 17-degree crack temp, that is going to cool your tyres down a bit. Corners before the back of the window. Ziegler not far down either. Let's see what Diesel can do though for RMD Racing. They've had a good race themselves, up from 15th place. Yeah, trip up to 12th. That would be a good haul of points for them going into round number 3. The last corner, not the last corner, sorry, round the cake, exactly, just about hanging on to it there, keeping it close. Kolosov still doing exactly what he needs to do up at the front. Kreuzelberg now 17 seconds down, so lost another 3 seconds to Herpel, who's lost a couple of tenths to Kolosov, but was quicker than Kolosov on that last lap. Let's see, Diesel still quite close, but Sakibura, yeah, breaking away, shaking off that slipstream nicely. Yeah, so despite the cold tyres after that drive-through, it does manage to keep Diesel and RMD behind. Ziegler not too far behind themselves, and are moving a fair quicker than Diesel at the minute. So that could well be one to keep a good close eye on as well. There we go. And every time we come and jump on board, of course, there is some GT4s that are coming past. There goes the Alpine. There goes Wittig. The brakes absolutely squealing their way into turn number 1. And that's another 2 GT4s that he's got ahead of him. One lapping the other. That's Petzold, the race lead. Oh no, it's not, sorry. That's Sever in the Mustang. Of course it is. Yeah, clearly not the easiest to see. Yep, I see that Mercedes though. Yeah, they're both going to go past there. Petzold, oh no, it's not a yellow flag. So yeah, he's got that one absolutely moving. Wittig, car on a charge at the minute. Hoymer is now, yeah, only a second and a half behind Apex Predators. So yeah, completely different battle at the minute, on a different part of the course, and a completely different car that he's trying to go past this time as well. The Ferrari, a different beast to what he's been facing at the moment. Oh, Dennis Enkel looks like he is just on a bit of a yellow flag as well. Oh no, they both survived. It's final chicane. I can't believe anybody would want to remove the final chicane from Barcelona. It just makes absolutely no sense at all in my humble list of opinions. It makes it, gives the track a lot more character and a lot more potential for overtakes and mistakes. Not that you want to see mistakes, but it certainly lends to the position changes. Let's see if Wittig is able to get a position change himself. He's still chasing down Sievert, and again this solid train of GT4s to make their way through. It is keeping them close and then pulling them apart, and keeping them close and pulling them apart. Yeah, but it is Wittig who is lap on lap, that bit quicker than Sievert, so Sievert's certainly going to have to be on full defensive duties if he's going to keep him behind. That of course is Krasov. Love the sound of the engines going past. So yeah, Krasov in third. That should be him done with these cars for the rest of the race now. We'll set up, well, these specific two cars. You're still going to see GT3s. Wittig still within a second. Ziegler within 1.5 of diesel. Sakibura, after coming out from that drive-through, absolutely flying and putting some good distance between himself and Marley Diesel. So yeah, that is a good recovery after the penalty. Oh, just as we look away, Wittig gets very close out of the last corner. Is this going to be the one? No, the Mustang being Mustang. Oh, he's pulled over, he's taken the early defensive line, and he's just invited them to sail right round the outside. He's going to try and close the door as much as possible, but doesn't quite get it done. He's going to be later on the brakes. He does leave more than enough room on the inside line. Oh, and the Mustang on the inside. Yeah, left a bit much room, more room than they needed to there. Could have still left those two wheels, right-hand wheels on the tarmac. Not quite able to do so though. And Severt saying, if you want the move done, you're going to have to go this way around. Wittig gave it a go, couldn't quite make it stick. We've got 18 minutes left for them to continue to do so. Has to get fed. Oh, and he's gone for it up the inside once again. They're going to be side by side on the way out to Seat and into Worth. Has he got it done this time? No, he's not. There you can see the headlights in the wing mirror. Oh yeah, he's absolutely poking and prodding, looking for a way past Wittig. 13th place, 8th place, and 0.3 seconds behind. Oh, bit of a wiggle on the brakes here into the cakes, and that's just going to bring the other Mustang very, very close to sector number 3. They're going to have to be absolutely on their game to survive this close through this section. This is where Wittig needs to bide his time, just make sure he keeps it close through the chicane and then go for it out with the last corner, hoping that he can get something into turn number 1 again. Maybe get himself on a counter move. Yeah, the top 3, in fact, Kreuzenberg losing more time to Herpel, so 19 seconds that gap is. So that is increasing, and Herpel keeping pace. Oh yeah. As I say, out in the last corner, I really should have been paying attention to this instead of the timing tower. He tries to send it round the outside. Once again, Sievert shows him that outside line, holds the inside line, and it is more than enough to hold him up for another lap. Ziegler and Diesel, I think they've just swapped positions, in fact. Yes, they have. So Diesel getting the move done on Ziegler. So another overtake there in the closing stages, and in fact Fitch as well. Looking pretty quick, could be catching up to Raniero. Now, I'm going to see Ziegler try and take the position back. Ferrari versus McLaren outside the top 10. That is a very good drive. Oh, and that's quick by both of those. Cause of still the quickest man up at the front. Herpel again. He's so close to his lap times just now. It's unbelievable. The both of them have just done a 1 minute 44.2. 200s between their lap time. Last time around, Kreutzberg still 19 seconds down. Ziegler still pressing. Oh, and Winkler has caught up to Wittig and Sievert. He is closing in. He's got to within 2 seconds, so that one could bring Winkler up a few positions. Already up 3 spots for the Fisher Racing Academy driver. And you can definitely see that battle going on ahead. It's a battle that we've seen lap after lap, and Wittig this time not close enough. He's going to be frustratingly close yet. He's still going to be behind, so he's just going to have to take the racing line. Hope he can be a little bit neater on this lap. Try and close that gap. 15 minutes left to go. I'm going to have to quickly top up my water again for through the night. There we go. That looks like another fastest lap actually. Let me just... no, that's not shifting. But yeah, Kolosov is still the fastest driver out on track. Got a very good gap there. Winkler, Wittig and Sievert though, not much of a gap between the three of them. Ziegler and Diesel still battling for 13th position as well. Petzold now 11 minutes away from an absolutely solid victory. That should see them top of the table. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, they will be top of the table going into round number 3. Imola. That one a 6-hour race. Oh, sorry, 4.5 hours. Sorry, 4.5 hours for Imola. Humer, and well, he's catching up to the back of Head at the minute. That is looking close there. Carlet Racing though looking a lot closer than Fisher Racing. Academy car, that Nissan. Oh no, that's not the exit you need there from Carlet Racing. That's going to give Fisher the move. Absolutely perfect timing there from the Fisher Racing car, Academy car no less. That is a very good move there. As fortuitous as you like, if the opportunity presents itself, you need to be there to take advantage of it. And that's exactly what he did. Oh, good drive at the final corner from all of them, but it's a better exit for the Nissan once again. Up towards the Mustang they go. What was the other one? Oh, Heumann as well, that's where I was looking. Down in 17th place at the minute. And just a bit sideways by the Ginetta ahead. Keeping them both firmly on their toes. Oh, and that spun the GT4 car, and that has let Heumer through. Oh, and the Ferrari. Absolute dive bomb here by Apex Predator, certainly living up to the name there. A full-blooded overtake, I believe, is the politically correct term. Florian Ziegler, he is still looking for the overtake himself. We'll see if he can do it without as much contact as we saw on the last one up through Wirthow. Marley Diesel getting a very, very, very good run. The middle engine cars battling away. Oh, Kolosov and Herpel are close. In fact, oh, Herpel's taking the lead. Herpel's taking the lead. Kolosov, yellow flags. Okay, I've missed something. Let's get some replays on the go. Oh, so he's caught up to the battle that we were watching. Oh, goes up the inside and takes a double contact and ends up miles off track, and that is where Herpel absolutely pounced, and he's taking the lead of the race. Because it's the dark, we'll watch this from chase cam. Flashes to go up the inside, takes that bit of contact. And then it's the second contact that absolutely undoes them, and that has cost them the lead of the race. Dennis Herpel, one-time fastest driver on track, is now in the lead, and we've only got a couple of tenths separating the top two. Kreuzelberg now 20 seconds down, so despite that big contact and changing of the guard up at the top, 20 seconds is the gap there. Oh, Diesel with the yellow flag, completely stationary. Heumer and Head going and swapping positions as well. We'll keep an eye on the battle for the lead into turn number 1. It's Herpel that holds his brakes, holds his nerve, and holds the lead of the race. Let's quickly see what's going on with Heumer. Just making their way through more GT4 traffic, and the two of them almost did go side by side, in fact, and they're going to go 3 wide on the way up to turn number 3. But into turn 4, it's going to be Apex Predators that hold on to the position. Kreuzelberg, no, that's just a yellow flag for traffic. Well, this is the battle for the lead, and I'll tell you what, Kreuzelberg will be kicking himself that he's losing so much pace. And I'll tell you, he's losing a massive amount of pace to Fisher Racing as well. They started in 4th. Could they be the fly in the podium ointment for Kreuzelberg and the team? Because that is the dynamic car just ahead of them with 7 minutes left to go. And I can tell you, based on the lap times, are they carrying damage? Yes, of course they are. Yeah, carrying damage from hitting the wall. that we've seen a couple of times. Oh, Kolosov not quite managing to get the lead taken. Cyprus then, he's got 6.5 minutes against a wounded car to try and get Fisher up onto the podium. And again, this is going to have fairly sizable ramifications in the championship standings before next week. So yeah, he's looking quick there. And Winkler, oh wow, he's really got the bit between his teeth after being gifted 8th position. He's looking to take one back from Sievert. Oh yeah, nicely done. Yeah, we're on board with Winkler, although we should maybe be watching Cyprus to see how close he's getting. Can he take advantage of the damage and the traffic? Is Tristan Winkler going to get this overtake done before him? Oh yeah, round the outside. Aston Martin, despite the damage, managing to put up a fight back though, and Cyprus is not able to take the position at the minute. Gets 2 wheels out on the gravel. Oh, and he's gone for it. Big dive bomb up the inside to make a bit of contact down through turn number 5. Cyprus is still in 4th position though, heading up into Worth. They can't afford any door banging through here. Sparks flying from the underside of the car. Are the wing mirrors going to spark? No, they're not. It's the Aston just about hold on. I know we don't like using the Aston rear cam often, but it will illustrate just how close they are. You don't even see the headlights of that Mustang as Kreuzelberg furiously fending off Cyprus. Cyprus tries to send it up the inside. No, he doesn't, sorry. He was too far back. He did try and move through Lekeksa there, but he does look like he is the quicker of the two cars. And with the damage, you would say that is not a fairly... that's not an overly off-the-mark assessment of the situation. The Aston is definitely moving. Oh yeah, pulling over, trying to shake off any slipstream advantage, but it is not going to do him any good. It sends him to the outside line. Oh, is it going to be enough actually? The Aston, is he? Yep, he's done just about enough. He's got a lot of work to do on the brakes. Oh, and he's ended up massively off track. He's out-braked himself. He just doesn't have the grip with the damage that he's got. But he's come back on. He's held on. Is he going to move over and give this one up? I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have put up too much of a defence there. So yeah, did gain a bit of an advantage going off track like that, and he does look like he's handed it back, handed the position over, so that puts Fisher Racing up onto the podium. Great driving there, very, very patient, let the mistakes unfold and took advantage when required. That was of course Cyprus and Kreuzelberg. We're on board with Winkler and Sievert for 7th position, and Kolosov and Herpel. They are still very, very, very close for the overall lead. Oh, and that is definitely Louis Petzold there, just going sideways out of the last corner. That Maserati has looked very lively this race, but Petzold is more than had it tamed. Let's see what Kolosov is doing. They're just pulling into turn at number 1 as well, and Kolosov again absolutely moving, but can't quite get close enough to get the move done. The Mustang holds its line and holds the lead of the race once again. Cyprus is a fair bit down the road, so I don't see him making any huge inroads with 2 minutes left to go. Yeah, 24 seconds down. So he's out of the battle for the lead. Oh, I'll tell you what, Kolosov's definitely not out of the battle for the lead. Winkler as well, not out of the battle for 7th position as they come up to... Oh, Zabel with a yellow flag. There we go, Sakabaru. That's who it was. That's the McLaren that was just being lapped there. Right, Kolosov, what have we got? 1 minute 50 left to go, so they've got one lap after this one. Long time race leaders, Dynamic Motorsports by Kalinic. It's all gone downhill rapidly for them, picking up that damage so close to the end of the race. It massively, obviously, compromises that strategy. And that's then down to 4th, Cyprus making a very nice move on the damaged car that made just a bit too much of a mistake over defending. That has given them a very nice position at the minute. Oh, Winkler, is he going for it? There is GT4 McLaren there as well. That's a whole lot of slipstream. Leaders on the final lap. That is the lap car of Sakibura that is behind them. And he's not quite close enough there. Where is Herpel? Herpel is into turn number 1. He is the race leader, but that's Kolosov that is all over the back of him then. They cross the start finish line with 2 tenths between them. Kreuzelberg's come into the pits. Kreuzelberg has come into the pits. He's going to lose 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th place. Oh, he's going to tumble down the order. Absolute heartbreak for the team after the start of the HUD. Taking pole position down to 4th. They might even drop outside the top 10. We will see. Yeah, because they're all on lap 100 as well. Ooh, and that is very close. The top 2 separated by 3 tenths of a second after 3 hours of racing. 48-minute stint timers. No penalties for the drivers up at the front. Cyprus 28 seconds down the road. And Kreuzelberg comes out in the pits behind Szabo. So after a solid drive, Szabo is going to bring home 4th position. Manaram crosses line, so he won't get. Shouldn't get close. I would have thought. Right, let's see the race leaders. They're into turn 11 sector at number 3. We've seen it all go wrong for a few cars through here. Can these two survive? Our new engine going to go from 10th last week to 1st this week. What a strategy and what a race it's going to be if they do. And it is Kolosov that is absolutely applying the pressure. He's going for it out of the last corner. Oh, and there's a clumsy contact on the way out of the final chicane. Kolosov rounds the last corner. The Armamentario driver pulls over just over the finish line. Herpel pulls in. No, he doesn't pull into bits. He was just correcting the car. But Herpel is going to take 2nd. Oh, racing can be such a cruel mistress. Dominic Cyprus crosses the line. He's going to cross the line in 3rd position, but we do need to jump down to the GT4s because it is Petzold that's won that. He was just behind the GT3s. They were a few laps down, so they've taken the checkered flag. It is Dynamic MS Youngsters taking the top spot, and it will be Firefly E-Racing taking 2nd place with Krasov for Ford Club. A win in round 1, a podium in round number 2. Sees them strong season contenders. Early in the race confirmation that Cyprus did take 3rd place. Szabo crosses the line for LMLM Racing Team Hungary. Up a spot on where they started. Kreuzelberg crosses the line down 4 with Manaram up 2 spots for close quarter racing. He is going to finish in 6th position. Christian Winkler comes round the last corner. Good race for the Fisher Racing Academy car. Up 5 places. So great drive by them. Severed in 8th place. Looks like Whitting got 9th and Christian Fix got himself 10th position. Schumacher and Krasov, as I said, they rounded out the GT4 podium with Silverio for LK Motorsports. He's going to take the checkered flag for 4th position. Rancano got the checkered flag for 5th, with Akibua in 6th and Richard Fitch in 7th. Zakat in 8th, Apex Predators in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 for the GT4s was Too Fast to Manic. Yeah, all was fast in Manic at several points of that one there. Let me grab a couple of little things here. We'll get a look at the full results in a moment. They should be popping up momentarily. And we'll get them up on screen for you all to have a look at. But yeah, solid race there. Yeah, Kolosov, what a drive. Herpel, Cyprus and Beckman. finishing in third place. LMLM with another incredible drive for them, finishing fourth. Kreuzberg and Buzak in fifth. Manoram Winkler sixth and seventh. Sievert and Schlafer, what a team drive they had, finishing in eighth place. No penalties added at the end. Winkler in seventh. There we go. That should be the results. Good to go. Not quite. There we go. So yeah, Armamentario bringing home the win at the end. New engine in second with Fisher Racing in third place. LML and Dynamic Motorsports finishing inside the top five ahead of Close Quarter and Fisher Racing Academy at sixth and seventh respectively. Best position in eighth with Calet Racing in ninth, and Flamingo rounding out the top 10. Fisher Racing Esports finishing in 11th place, just ahead of Streiter and RMD, who themselves dropped positions down to 13th. Pit Speed Racing and Kieran Racing 14th and 15th, with Apex Predators finishing in 16th. HWR, Samurai Racing, Dynamic MS Youngsters and Firefly Racing. Samurai rounding out the 18 entrants that crossed the line for the GT3s. Not quite the right GT4 results, but we do know it was, of course, Dynamic MS Youngsters that crossed the line in first place. Where have we gone? There we go. Firefly in second, Fort in third, LK in fourth, Aster in fifth, Akibiao in sixth. I need a team to compete in single endurance races for some reason. Finished in sixth. The car, Apex, Too Fast, Too Maniac, and Luna rounding out the top 10 for the GT4s. PJ Motorsport, Alice, and the Skidmark Assassins rounding out the GT4 grid. That was round number 2 of the ACC Drive Endurance Series. Next time out, it's 4.5 hours of Imola. That again will be with the 48-minute stint timer. So it will be interesting to see how the drivers cope with that. Big changes in the strategies again tonight. Didn't really pay off for any team, it didn't look like, but they all went for it, and that is very good to see. Huge thanks, of course, to ACC Drive, our sponsors for the series. Syncmen's Nitro Concept, ACC Drive, Go Setups, Case King, and Sim Magic as well. Thank you to everyone that's given us a follow this evening here at LFM. Absolute love to see everyone getting themselves involved. Almost closed the wrong window there. There we go. We had Mini Big Bang and Frizzola with the follows as well. So again, thank you to everyone that has followed. Massively appreciated. Do get yourself over to the LFM website and get signed up to all of the races. Of course, now with Race Room integration, an absolute solid calendar of races to take part in. There is the Race Room calendar, the Historicals, the FR3s, the Kia, the Super Touring cars, and the KTM Crossbow. We've got AMS2 covered as well, more open wheelers than the GT1 and the German Group A's. All available. The LFMSA series runs on AC as well. And of course, ACC, the GT4, the GT3 and GT4 multi-class, the LFM Duo Cup. Make sure you get involved in that. And the Porsche Cup BMW M2 series as well. And more AC driving. Sorry, it was the MS2 before on AC. Of course, the Radical series, more open wheelers in the GT3 Porsche Cup. So make sure you get involved with one of those. We'll be back on Thursday night with the continuation of the Pro Series. But until then, that is all we have time from here on the channel. I hope you did enjoy. My name has been John Wright. Until next time, stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.